Hello, 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 hello. Hello, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? How are all the beautiful people doing today? I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your morning. Hello, hello, hello. I am happy to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'm over the moon, over the moon. And I hope everyone is having a great morning. And we're here for some debates. We're here for some debates. So guys, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to 8,000 likes. And as soon as we get the likes up to 8,000 likes, I'll open up the panel and we'll go ahead and get it started. If you have not done so yet, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And last but not least, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll help boost the live. And we will get into some debates. With that being said, let's go.
No hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Great stats will get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat. You talk slick, but you ain't got source.
Nope.
Just vibes,
Yep.
that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all.
Yep.
Yeah. Step in if you dare. You dare. Get hard
Like a punch in the air.
punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Step in, if you care. Get hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ain't a safe place. This a flame space. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana.
Hey. Dun, 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 dun. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. We are only looking for some debates. If you are not a Trump supporter, do all the wonderful things, right? Tap the screen, share the live. We're going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can knock them out a couple of times, it'll help push us out to the FYP. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get some people in here for some debates. Again, if you're in the request, please make sure you're a Trump supporter. Make sure you're a Trump supporter. We are only talking to Trump supporters. We are only talking to Trump supporters that are in the U.S. We are only talking to Trump supporters that are in the U.S. that are adults, 18 or older. So with that being said, well, let's go ahead and start grabbing some people. Let's get some people in here. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 25,000 likes. Let's get the likes up to 25,000 likes. Yolanda, are you a Trump supporter?
No.
No? Okay. All right. No worries.
No.
Yeah. Perfect. Trump supporters, get in the box. Get in the box because I think the Trump train is over, but I may be wrong. Right? It might just be me. It might be hyperbole. I know you don't know what that is, but I'll explain it. Anyway, if you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are not looking to talk to friendlies. We are only looking for some debates. Let's see here. Oh, looks like they're still loading. I don't know if they're going to load or not. And let's go ahead and bring this person in. T-Shucks, are you a Trump supporter?
Sure, yeah, I voted for him.
Okay, all right, perfect. T-Shucks, we are going to get started here. Quick question for you, though, before we go too far. Do you know who I am?
What's up with that background image?
It's dope, right? I made it myself.
Why do they use that picture so much of that picture where it's like, I don't know what you'd call that effect, where it almost looks like it's on fire?
Oh, no. That's not an effect. That's the actual, that's literally January 6th. That was the Capitol building. That was the night shot.
It was a blaze?
Real. Yeah, no.
It was a blaze?
No, it wasn't on fire. They had a bunch of like tiki torches and all kind of crap. So anyway.
Wait, they had tiki torches?
Hold on, you're going too far. Slow down for half a second.
Wait, no, that's great.
Yeah,
I've never seen a picture of someone with tiki torches on J6.
Sure.
So I'm happy that you lied at the very start of our conversation.
Bro, holy smokes. Slow down. We have decorum. This is a real classy joint here. We got velvet on the walls. You know, none of that grass shit that you see in Atlanta. This is a real classy juke joint. All right. So there's procedure, protocol. There's a way that we actually do things. So first and foremost, again, T-Shucks, I'm gonna send you a request to come off mute. My original question is, do you know who I am?
You seem to be a disinformation shill on the TikTok streets. I've seen you around quite a bit, lying and posting every left-wing talking point that comes about. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you know who I am.
Don't you think all white people are racist, don't you?
Slow down, but holy smokes, take a breath. I promise you, I will give you time to speak, but slow down. You don't have to. We just started. You don't have to say everything that you have to say all at one time. I'm not even going to ask you the next question. I'm just going to go right into it. Let me give everyone a proper introduction to not only who I am, but what this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. Guys, please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are not looking to talk to friendlies, only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. Again, let's keep the likes moving. Let's get it up to 25,000 likes. Also, I'm going to keep resetting the gift goal. If we can knock it out a couple of times, it'll push us out to the FYP. Right now, it's the love you very much. If we can knock those out, then it will help boost live and send your daily heart me as well. It's only one coin. And it'll help boost the live. With that being said, I have a question. And we have T-Shucks up here. And T-Shucks, hopefully you can actually answer this question. I know you said that you are a Trump supporter, but I guess the big question I have is, how are you not off the Trump train just yet? Okay. All right. So I'm going to mute you because for some reason you have music playing.
Intro music run.
Yeah, that's fine. So listen.
No.
Hey,
here I go.
Hey, that's fine, bud. Stop it for a second. I'm on YouTube, right? And you can't actually play music there. So while I have an intro, all of that is actually cleared and I can play it. So either we can have an actual conversation, an actual debate, or I'm just going to kick you because I'm not sure what this weird shit is that you're trying to do right now. If you're just here to like crash out, you can go crash out somewhere else. I have no interest in dealing with the crash out. So would you actually like to engage in a debate, or do you just want to be weird?
Yeah, I mean, let's engage. You've spent a lot of time talking about me.
It's called an introduction. It's literally, I don't know if this is your first time seeing me, but I do it every time. Anyway, how do you still support Donald Trump after everything that's happening?
I mean, I don't really support every single thing he does. So that's a loaded question. I think you're trying to, it's kind of a waste of time, to be honest. I mean, I would still
The
vote for him
election
over
were to
Kamala,
occur today,
if that's what you want
and
to say.
the choice was, knowing everything that you know, and you had to vote between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Who would you vote for?
Yeah, it would still be a vote for Trump or just
Okay.
not voting.
Okay, perfect. So with that being said, if you are still willing to vote for Donald Trump today, how so? Because he's done multiple things. We can talk about a couple of different things. We can run through the e-files and the emails, the fact that he's causing people health care. We can talk about the massive blue wave that just occurred not too long ago, or we can even talk about the tanking economy. What makes you still believe in Donald Trump as of today?
I want to talk about the J6 Tiki torches claim that you made.
Bro, you know what? Never mind. I refuse. I'm not gonna do the weird shit. Like Trump supporters, I swear, I have no interest in dealing with crash outs today. Like, you guys can't even be fucking normal for 2 seconds. What are we doing? Like, just be normal for 2 seconds. Anyway, if you're a Trump supporter and you actually can engage in any type of intelligent conversation, any type of actual debate, get in the box. Get in the box. We are looking for, is this? No.
Yeah,
Load back. No, not trying to bring you back up here. Trying to bring somebody else. I refuse. I'm not talking to you. You're literally a crash out. No, thank you. Humble. Are you a Trump supporter?
I should not be in this box. Just drop me.
Okay.
I'm making calls.
I got you. No worries, friend. I appreciate you. All right. So the only person that we have in the request at the moment is T-Shucks, and I refuse. I'm sorry. You can't actually be normal. And I'm not going to let you back up here because for some reason you've been trying to crash out the entire time. This is the problem that I have with Trump supporters, right? Either you guys get up here and you are wholly disingenuous, right? You guys come up and you actually do the weird stuff, right? You deny reality, which is strange, right? I can deal with that one. You come up and you completely crash out, which as a fully functional adult, like, how do you live your life without being able to just have a conversation? That's weird. Some of you guys just do the racism, right? You come up and you just want to slur and you spam the N-word because for some reason you think that, makes black people melt or some shit. I don't know. But then the rest of you, you're just stupid. And I don't get it. So my point being is either you guys can learn to be better, which I doubt you can, or you can just stop coming here. Like, seriously. Yeah. You guys have, you think that you're the main character. You guys think that you have main character energy, but you aren't. Because if you were actually the main character, you would be able to carry. And you can't carry. That's why you do the weird shit when you come here. That's why you actively crash out. That's why you have no substance. You have no information. You have nothing. That's also why you guys are scared to actually get in the box. Like, you guys are literally scared to debate anyone because you don't know anything. You don't have the ability to have conversations and you run from facts. I don't get it. I don't get it. Calvin, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Calvin, question for you. How are you still on the Trump train today, knowing everything that you know about Donald Trump? How are you still supporting him?
You don't have anything that shows any kind of proof that he's done anything wrong. And
Okay.
according to the Supreme Court, everything he's doing is right? They're approving everything, right? Do you not believe in the Constitution? Are you one of those democracy pill people?
What's a democracy pill person?
That doesn't understand that democracy only means democratic power.
Oh, okay. So I guess to answer your question directly, no, I don't believe in the Constitution. I think the Constitution is outdated and it needs to be updated. When the Constitution was created, it was only created for white men that own land. Everyone else after that had to receive their rights. And so while the Constitution is the law of the land when it comes to the United States of America, it is a living, breathing document, and it hasn't been updated the way that it should be. Now, the thing that I say about Donald Trump, and there's multiple reasons why I'm trying to understand why
I'm going to have to think you on a point of fact there. The first slave owner in America was black, so there was a bunch of black men owning land as well, not just white men.
I don't care about your talking point
I know
with
you
slavery.
don't care about the truth.
Point
That's
that I just tried to make is that in order to
you
actually...
You can't make a point with a lie.
Shut up. The Constitution was specifically written for white men that own land. Everyone else after that had to receive rights in order to be able to do anything. That's why the Constitution has amendments and articles, including giving black people the right to vote, including giving black people or listing their freedom, including giving women the rights to vote. So again, I have no interest in actually debating the Constitution and who had rights when. That's not the point of the conversation. Now, Calvin, would you like to stop crashing out and actually engage in the conversation? Yes or no?
You were ingenuine. You lied.
Ingenuine is not the word. You mean ingenuine is not the word. The word you're looking for is disingenuous, and I'm not disingenuous. Now, would you like to actually engage?
Look the word up. That way you'll know what it means next time I use it.
Sure. Calvin, would you like to actually engage with the conversation?
I did engage with the conversation. You're lying.
So, okay. Now, like I said, Donald Trump, the reason why I say Donald Trump is doing multiple things that actually is indefensible. You can talk about with the things that we can or can't necessarily prove at the moment with the Epstein files.
You can't prove anything.
But even more.
That's the whole point.
Calvin, this is my last time saying this. Seriously. I want to be able to have a conversation. I don't want to talk over you.
You're monologuing.
Talk over me.
You don't give me a chance.
I don't want you to talk over me. I don't want to talk over you. I don't want to mute you.
Let me answer then. Quit talking. That's all you've done.
Yeah, fuck off. I'm serious. I'm not playing these games with you guys today. Like, I don't know what it is, but you guys are not fully functional adults. Like, you're not fully functional adults. Like, why can't you guys actually just be adults? I'm not doing that today. I promise you, I'm not yelling and I'm not going to talk over you. So either you can come up here and act like you have some sense, or I can send you back to the womb land. I don't care which one, but I'm not going to do this. I'm not. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Have some fucking human decency. Act like your mama taught you something. With that being said, if you are a friendly and you would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Let's see here. Ryder, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah. What about you? What's going on? I don't know the general feeling on.
Hold on 1 second. The other person just loaded in. I don't know what happened, why they loaded in after you. Wolves, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and drop you. Thank you. All right.
He's not good for engagement bait. Anyway, what's going on?
All right. Hey, serious question. Can you be normal?
If you are discriminating against me for the way I sound or anything, you're welcome to just kick or mute me. You have permission.
I'm not talking about
I'll mute up until then. I'll mute up until you came in a little hot there. A little de-escalation goes a long way. I'm going to mute up till you're a little more respectful. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, host. We love the TikTok shop.
Nope. Nope. Every single one of them. Absolutely not. Every single one of them. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You guys think you're the main character and you're not even like a sideshow. You're not even a good sideshow. Like, I'm not going to do it. Absolutely not going to do it. I have no interest in dealing with the weird stuff today. I refuse. Chat, always protect your peace. Always protect your peace. W's in the chat for Marie for the $9 donation say, number one, no home training whatsoever. These heathens. Guests are supposed to behave in someone else's home. Number two, I only get 10 minutes before the bell rings, but thank you for those 10 minutes. Much love, much love. I'm sorry. I was trying to get this last video out before I went live, and so that's what actually happened. So yeah, there's that. Guys, again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. Joy, are you a Trump supporter?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come up.
No worries. I'll drop you down, Joy. Thank you. Johnny, you said, how long have you been voting Democrat? Well, that's a good question. Johnny, come up in the box and I'll answer that for you. Also, Trump supporters, you're getting muted. Like, you're getting muted in the request because I'm not going to actually talk to you from in the comments, because I'm not going to talk to you from the comments. Join us like Johnny did. Hi, Johnny. How are you?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Johnny, are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll answer your original question. Your question is, how long have I been voting Democrat? I've been registered as a Democrat my entire adult life. So 20 years. I have voted for Republicans in the past. I'm from South Carolina. So there has been certain local Republicans that have been not overwhelming, but beneficial overall. But my party affiliation has been Democrat ever since I was able to register to vote.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to ask, man, because a lot of people, especially, groups have been marginalized or minority groups, they've voted for the left for a long, long time. And I'm just curious if it's affected your life in a more positive way.
Yeah. Well, I think when you talk about marginalized people who vote for the left, it's not that they're voting for the left because the left is such a, powerhouse or anything like that. But the left is the only political party that has power within our country that is trying to do anything for progression. You could talk about the idea of conservatism, but conservatism doesn't support any marginalized groups. The premise behind a marginalized person even being a quote unquote liberal is like counterproductive. But when you talk about harm reduction, it's the only option is progressiveness.
Do you think that instead of saying that maybe conservatism harms marginalized communities, or would you suggest that personal liberty is probably more important than government control?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that personal liberty is more important than government control. The issue is that the current iteration of the Republican Party does not actually stand for that. I understand what the Republican Party used to stand for and their premise.
Yeah,
but
I guess
don't actually do the things that they say they're based in anymore.
Well, I think the executive branch right now certainly has more power than it has historically. However, I still think that one side favors personal liberty compared to the other. If you go back and look at the COVID lockdowns, you look at 4 years under Biden, there certainly wasn't, personal liberty wasn't his main focus. It was governmental control. And I think that's what you're seeing with Trump. Even though I don't agree with Trump as far as some of the executive actions he's taken, he hasn't highlighted personal liberty as much as I'd like him to. However, I think he's way more than Kamala would have been.
Kamala. Yeah, let me ask you a quick question. The black people specifically, what party did they used to support?
I believe
and you don't even have to go back that far. Like Martin Luther King Jr. Who did he vote for?
They would vote. They were voting Democratic back then.
No, they weren't. They were voting Republican.
So you don't think Martin Luther King had? You don't think he voted for Lyndon Johnson?
Yeah, but Martin Luther King Jr. was actually on record as being a Republican and even tried to warn the Republican Party that Republicans, the progressive Republicans, needed to get hold of the party. If not, the conservative Republicans would actually take over and make this a quote unquote white man's party, which would be harmfully impacting to everyone, and even more so would cause a mass migration from Black people from the Republican Party as a whole, which it literally did. So like the idea that voting Democrat hasn't done anything good. I mean, again, the issue is like the Republican Party has actively stifled everything when it comes to anyone that's not a straight white man in America.
You actually believe that? That's fascinating. I mean, you said you live in South Carolina. I'm not. I live in.
Used to. I live in Washington State now.
Okay, you live in Washington State now. I think maybe since you haven't lived in South Carolina for a long time, maybe you should go visit.
It's a long time.
Well, I don't know. I'm just making an assumption here.
Yeah, that was a large speculation. No, it's been what, 4 years for me.
Okay, however long.
And I still have family and kids there, so I frequent South Carolina a lot. Okay. So
you understand then that the communities that have been voting blue for a long time, right? They're not thriving communities. You would agree to that, right?
No, I disagree.
Surely you can.
Are you talking about in Republican state? And just in whole? No, I disagree. Absolutely disagree.
You can break it down to the state level. You can break it down to the city level. Specifically, I'm referencing the cities in the South that are Democratic, i.e. Atlanta, Birmingham, Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee. The list goes on and on. These communities are not.
Cities in the South literally carry the entire state.
Okay, I mean, what do you mean by carry it? Sure, there's more business, there's more economical opportunities in those places. Yes.
No, it's not just about opportunities. It's about the actual ability to create an actual not GDP state level GDP.
Okay, sure, I'll agree with you. However, they also lead the states in violent crimes, in obesity, in STD rates, in lack of education and lack of resources.
All those things aren't true.
Powerhouse. Those are absolutely true.
No, not every single one thing that you just listed was true. Now, the one caveat that I will like for you to engage with, population density. Let's not pretend that just because these cities lead in A, B, or C doesn't actually mean that, you know, the amount of people in that area has something to do with it. I will give you that, yes, cities have their own issues, but this is a fact of any city across the country because of the amount of people that live in the city versus living in rural areas.
Well, sure, but if you account for per capita statistics, the violent crime rates in cities are vastly higher than rural areas. The lack of access to education, which these are issues that I think people on the right and the left can agree on, right? I mean, as a person that's on the right, and I'm a pretty conservative guy, I think that we certainly need to pour more of our attention into marginalized communities and to help these communities have better education, better funding for things that they need. Kind of like
how is education funded?
Well, in my area, it's through a county school board.
No. Where does the county school board get that budget to be able to allocate?
Well, obviously it pours down from the federal government, but it
doesn't come from the federal government. It literally comes from property taxes and home ownership. Home ownership and I'm sorry.
Like I was getting ready to say, the local community here, in your county community, we have a county school board, right? And the citizens that live here, our taxes fund that school board.
Property.
So by your logic, the places in the city should be the most well funded, right? Because they've got the most tax base.
No, that's literally not what I'm saying. The point that I'm trying to make is you said that these marginalized communities and undeveloped areas that don't have access to education, the way that you actually improve that is through home ownership, right? You do things like allow more marginalized people to gain access to being able to become homeowners. I mean, that's the biggest and fastest way to create generational wealth is home ownership. And when you talk about being able to create home ownership, whether you talk about on the local level or a national level, the Republican Party is actively making it harder to be able to become a homeowner, where the Democratic Party was attempting to remove barriers to become homeowners. Donald Trump has literally...
What barriers do these communities face that I don't face, since I don't live in those communities?
You know what redlining is?
Yeah, I've heard of redlining and redistricting and gerrymandering and all that stuff. However,
when's the last time you think that someone was successfully sued massively for redlining?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
2024.
Okay, fantastic.
Major banks, including Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Navy Federal Credit Union, have all been found to actively be participating in redlining. So while you might have read about it in your history books, it's something that we as Black people currently live today, having less access to home loans, or even when we get access to home loans, stacking our actual credentials up side by side with our white counterparts, we still receive lower actual loans and higher interest rates. So that's something actively happening today.
We can go down the line of how financing works and how different demographics play a part in home financing and things like that.
That's moral, but again, do you understand when I say that these actual financial institutions have been literally sued successfully for redlining because they were either rejecting loans for Black applicants who they issued loans for white applicants, meaning they had 1-for-1 qualifications, but also two. Yeah, go look it up, bud. I promise you, I'm not just saying stuff just to say it. Like
I believe there might be a court just because a finance company was found guilty in a
not a finance company, major national banks.
Okay,
like
just
Wells
major
Fargo,
national banks,
Bank of America, Navy Federal Credit Union.
Those aren't the only ones issuing home loans.
You're right, but my
people
point
in marginalized communities have the same access to home loans as I do. The difference is,
I mean, you can be willfully ignorant, or you can actually go take a look at the information that I gave you.
They might not have the wealth that I've got, or they might not have the wealth that whoever else has.
Listen, you're sitting here and you're saying, well, maybe this, maybe that. And I'm like, no, I'm not even talking about maybe. I'm telling you, this is literally facts and information that's on record and you can verify it. It's not even about maybes. I'm telling you, this information is there. It's been ruled in a court of law. Like, I'm not even talking about like hypothetically speaking. I'm talking about factually speaking.
Well, just because a court of law ruled it in some who knows what district doesn't make it fact. That's not how things work. I mean, you can pull
the problem I have, right? Is that like there's been this whole movement towards this is a blue area, so it can't be non-biased, and this is a red area. Like, that's absolutely asinine. Yes, judges have biases and leanings. Yes, it is. Judges have biases. Judges have biases and judges have biases and leanings. Yes, just like all people. But to say that a judge can't do their job because of any type of biases they may have, that's super harmful. I'm not saying that every case is going to be, perfect, or there won't be any type of, fishy business. But what I am saying, this overarching idea that we can't trust a quote unquote judge that's a Democrat or a quote unquote judge that's a Republican, that's a harmful nature and something that's more recent than not within our country.
Yeah, unfortunately, during Biden's administration, the justice system was.
But what about Biden? Yeah,
this is what we're seeing, right? You're going to see things like that when you've got, like I asked, do you think Trump would have been charged with 34 felonies in the state of Mississippi? Do you think that would have happened?
I don't know.
The answer is no.
Maybe not.
It's pretty obvious answer.
It depends on if the actual DA in Mississippi would have decided to prosecute Donald Trump.
Sure. And let me ask you, do you think the DA in the state of Mississippi would have charged him with 34 felonies?
I don't think so. I mean, they didn't even charge Brett Favre for actual defunding the government and utilizing SNAP benefits that he frauded out to pay for his daughter's volleyball team's facility. So the state of Mississippi, I think that's a really bad example.
I don't think so. You can pick your poison. You could go to Nebraska. You could go to any red state and say, do you think Trump would have had these charges here? And the answer is no. Unfortunately, after 4 years of Biden, we saw how he weaponized the Justice Department, and this is what's going to happen going forward.
How did Joe Biden weaponize the Justice Department?
Well, he influenced Letitia James. He influenced people in Atlanta to trump up these charges and charge him with things that have historically never been charged to anybody. The charges that Trump was convicted of, those charges have never, ever in the history of the United States been used as felonious charges. They've always been misdemeanors.
Sure. Tell me who else. Hold on 1 second. Stop right there. Tell me who else has actually been found guilty of not only misappropriation of campaign finances, but with a predicate crime to defraud the American citizens with the election. Who else have had those two things happen
Lots
together?
of people have been charged for misappropriating funds.
Exactly.
That's happened a lot.
But who else has had that caveat of a predicate crime trying to cause election interference?
I don't know that there's been anybody with that specific thing, but however, that's not what he charged with.
That's why.
That's not what he was charged
literally
with.
what he was charged. That's literally why it became a felony, is because the actual predicate charge. I've already looked up I looked up the charges a million times. I've talked to people like you a million times. The actual predicate charge. I'm sitting here telling you. Hey, seriously. Let's go one at a time. I won't interrupt you anymore. Don't interrupt me.
All right.
As far as the 34 count felonies, the reason why they were escalated to a felony was because of the predicate crime of election interference.
Okay, so Trump was charged with election interference. That was the charge.
No.
So how could they upgrade it to a felony if that wasn't his charge?
Because the predicate crime that upgraded to a felony was election interference.
Okay. Let's pretend that what you're saying is true, right? You have a district attorney. We have a district attorney in the state of New York, right? Or the Southern District, New York City, who before she was elected said that her goal as district attorney was to come after Donald Trump. Do you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree. But just one thing. No, I agree. I know she ran on it. One thing that I will say really quick, as soon as you wrap up this thought, I don't really give a shit about talking about like what happened then. I want to get into like what's happening now. So you can finish up that thought, but I want to engage with what's happening now. But anyway, go ahead.
Sure. No, I was just going to say, whenever you've got a district attorney that has ran on that premise, her campaign promise was we're coming after Trump. That is a direct indication that we are using our Justice Department, weaponizing it, that we are using it to come after political opponents, that we're using it for the improper purposes. And unfortunately, she was elected, duly elected in a place that's overwhelmingly Democrat. And that was the result. Trump was charged with 34 felonies that have never been charged to any other human being in the history of our country.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about what's happening today. The country is in a free fall for multiple reasons, right? We can talk about the massive amount of job loss. We can talk about the actual issue with the tariffs, which have been stifled by the courts. We can talk about the pending war that it looks like Donald Trump is trying to mount with Venezuela. We can also talk about the absolute shit show, which is the release of the Epstein files, where it looks like Donald Trump is posturing to veto the bill that was passed through the House and the Senate. My question is, with understanding all of, yeah, he did. He absolutely did, but he's posturing like he's going to veto it. And the reason being, so this, I don't know if you saw this. I haven't even got to publish the video about it yet, but I've already recorded it. Mike Johnson was caught coming out of what did they have? They had like a some type of dinner last night or whatever. Anyway, long story short, Mike Johnson was visibly upset that the Senate passed the Epstein legislation unanimously without making any type of changes to the legislation. Mike Johnson said that he was under the assumption that they were going to actually make changes to the legislation. And it seems like he was prepared to receive the legislation back, right? And so he said that he was upset and disappointed. And he said that he had just talked to Donald Trump about it, and they were exploring all possible options. The reporter said, so is Trump considering vetoing the bill? And then Mike Johnson said, I can't say if he is or is not. I'm not going on record saying that he's going to veto it. But what I can tell you is this current iteration of the bill, which is the bill that he passed, but the current iteration of the bill is not one that we want.
Okay, let's break down what you said. So you're under the impression that Trump wants to veto the bill that he pushed to move through the House and the Senate regarding the Epstein files, right?
He's posturing for it, and push through is kind of generous. I'm not even going to fight you on it, but saying that he pushed for it is super.
I really don't understand why this has become a factor all of a sudden. I get it. The American public wants the Epstein files to be released, and I'd love to sift them too. However, I think something like 70% of the files have already been released prior to Trump. My question to you is, where was this? Where was this?
That's literally not. Hold on. That's literally not true. 70% of the files have not been released. There's massive amounts of information that has not only not been released, but with the information that has been released, because if you're going to go like, well, why didn't the Democrats release it? They did. They released as much information as they could, but a lot of the information has been redacted because at the time it was under grand jury seal. So there's a lot of information that has been released that was redacted that can now actually be released without redaction.
Okay. Well, what's your goal? What would you like to see happen with the Epstein files?
I would like to see that any and everyone that is connected and was a part of the victimization of the children that were involved with Epstein, every single one of them be brought to justice. I don't care if that's Trump. I don't care if that's Barack Obama. I don't care if that's Jimmy Carter. Dig him up, throw him in jail as well. I don't protect PDF files, and everyone needs to be brought to justice.
However, at what point do you think we as a society should realize that maybe we've been led to believe that there's not as much there as what we like? Now, this man, no doubtably, Epstein was doing horrible shit for many generations, right? And we know that. And it is weird that nobody has been charged with those crimes. I could concede that. However, we've been pushing this thing now for how many years, and nothing's coming from it. It seems like in my lifetime, we have the most transparent FBI right now that we've ever had. I can't think of a time when the FBI has been more transparent than it is right now.
We have the most incompetent FBI that we've ever had. Kash Patel is literally tweeting out pictures and
just because you don't like information.
No, he's actually incompetent. I was giving you my reason. Kash Patel is actively tweeting out pictures of active investigation, and then not only tweeting out pictures of active investigation, but also tweeting out information that was easily disprovable and false. I mean, that screams incompetence. No, that screams incompetency. There's a difference between being transparent and being incompetent. If Kash Patel was actually giving us factual information, even if it takes longer to get that information out due to, like verification, I'm fine with that. But putting something out just to put something out is like harmful.
Or is it in the name of transparency? You want the American public to see what's going on?
It's harmful. What's the point of putting out misinformation?
First off, you can't. You and I aren't investigating these things. We don't know if it's misinformation or not. There's
been actual false information that Kash Patel has put out, and then he's had to go back and retract it because he learned that the information was not accurate. So
can I ask you a question?
That's my point.
Okay, let me just ask you just a random question. When you look up these things, when you're doing your investigative process and your research and stuff, what do? You just get online and go to Google?
Yeah, I get online.
Okay. Do you think that Google has inherent bias? Like, do you think that Google has
a search engine? It doesn't have inherent bias. It's a search engine. It learns. It learns from your actual ability. It's a search engine. Inherent bias is a human feature. It's a human feature.
Right.
What Google does, since it's a search engine, it actually learns your search patterns. It learns the information that you actually search for, and it optimizes it based off of the way that you actually actively look for information. And so that's why it's important to not only look surface level when you go look up information. It's important to actually vet information. It's important to actually understand the sources, and it's important to actually utilize critical thinking whenever processing said information and documents.
Yeah, just from talking to you for the time that we've been talking, it seems like most of the things that you back up with research seem to be biased. And I would implore you, man, go look at CNN, then go look at Fox News, then go look at
CNN or Fox News.
I'm just telling you,
neither one of those have any type of bearings on me. And for you to sit here and say that my stuff is biased, you don't even I would say maybe ask the question first, and then maybe say, hey, how do you verify the sources that you use aren't biased?
You just told me use Google. That in itself is biased.
No, bud. That's how I look for information. Again, and then I literally right after said you have to actually vet the information that you have. Hey, do you know what all sides is?
What is?
All Sides. Have you ever heard of All Sides?
I've never heard of it.
Exactly. All Sides is a non-biased, nonpartisan organization that is responsible for reviewing, doing blind tests of material, verifying that material is not only accurate, but also telling where the biases and leniencies are. And so they have a grading system, a grading scale that you can not only verify like complete entities of media, but you can also verify specific like articles or information. Have you heard of Ground News?
Yes, absolutely. I use it all the time, daily.
Yep, exactly.
And
Ground News
now
is
that you've got, okay, great. Now that you know that that Google is biased, do you when you're
keep saying that, and that's not an accurate statement.
100% accurate.
No, it's not. A bias is a human feature. It's a human characteristics. Google is.
Humans are running Google. Where are they located? Silicon Valley.
Is Google a search engine?
Yes.
Okay. Have they integrated?
When you type the words in Google, it just magically.
Have they integrated artificial intelligence into Google to optimize searches?
Of course, but that has no. What do you think AI is? AI is human. It's human based.
When you talk about the AI that has been integrated, is it used to actually give you confirmation bias based off of the information that you actually search?
Yes. Well, it depends on the algorithm. They can change it to whatever they want. AI is inherently biased. What I'm telling you is that everything that you're reading on the internet is inherently biased, and your job should be to discover the truth, right? When I go and I look up something, right? If I look up, you've mentioned Kash Patel and how how he's not, he's not fit for his job. When I do any sort of research, I go to both sides and I find something that's because the truth is more than likely going to be in the middle somewhere. It's not going to be on your side. It's not going to be on my side. It's going to be in the middle somewhere. So I try to form my best opinion based off what I read. What I'm saying is a lot of times, and I've seen this a lot with TikTok guys, they just Google the first thing that comes up and this is my proof right here. Mm-hmm. But there's no sort of
good thing I'm not TikTok guys, because again, I told you there's multiple ways to actually vet the information, vet your sources, which is very important. And even when I make the claims about Kash Patel, you are willfully ignoring what I stated, that Kash Patel put out information and then he had to actually retract the information that he put out because it was false. I'm not sitting here saying that, someone else said Kash Patel was wrong. Kash Patel said Kash Patel was wrong. That's what I'm creating my opinion off of, based off of that information that has been displayed from Kash Patel in multiple situations.
So you want members of the cabinet that have never made a mistake? Never, ever, ever, never will, never have, never are going to. That's who you want in your cabinet?
What was the
because in the name of transparency. In the name of transparency, Kash Patel might have made a mistake, and he owned up to it.
What was the statement that I made about transparency earlier?
I don't remember.
I said that if it means moving a little bit slower to ensure that you're more accurate, I'm good with that in the name of transparency. I'm not saying that I don't want transparency. What I am saying is that I expect more from not only our government officials, but the director of the FBI, one person who has the most access to all information in the world. Like, if you have to slow down half a step to ensure that you're putting out accurate information, do it instead of just being first. It's not about being first. It's about being right.
Okay, sure. But in the name of transparency, you might come across some times, or you might say some things that maybe are untrue, or you might not have the facts straight.
I agree. But when it becomes a pattern, that's where the problem is. If this was a one-off by Kash Patel, you wouldn't hear me saying anything at all. This is a consistent pattern that he's exhibited. Again, that's what I base my actual my opinion on, is his consistent ability to put out misinformation and then have to actually retract said misinformation.
Okay, sure. He's made multiple mistakes. However, we've never had a director of the FBI that has attempted to give the American people any sort of transparency. And that's what we got with Kash Patel. Even if you say, and I'll take your word for it, he's gotten a few things wrong. Even if that's true, he has still made the attempt to be more transparent than private or previous FBI directors. Could you agree to that?
No.
It's just like it seems like there's a disconnect somewhere where no matter what, no matter if it's the best, who would be your choice for FBI Secretary of the FBI?
Director of the FBI.
Director of the FBI. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, someone with more experience, inner working, and knowledge of the bureau. I don't have a specific name off the top of my head, but
I'll tell you right. I can tell you right off the bat.
Hey, question for you.
Yeah.
Kash Patel, before he became the director of the FBI, what was his his biggest thing that he wanted to happen?
I don't remember specifically. I think he was
release of the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Release of the Epstein files.
Yeah,
Kash Patel got into office. What did he start saying about the release of the Epstein files?
Well, I think he did backtrack a little bit on releasing all of it. And I'm sure there was some pressure internally from maybe Trump himself, obviously various senators and people in the legislative branch that have come out against it. Look, there's a lot of information in there that a lot of people nobody wants to be associated with that person, right? However, the fact is he was a billionaire that had lots of friends and lots of wealthy friends. There's a lot of people. I think there was a Democratic senator from Puerto Rico that was on the list.
My point in making that statement is that Kash Patel has absolutely turned on what he stood for and what he championed. And sitting here saying that he's transparent flies in the face as far as what he's exhibited, as far as who he was prior to taking the role of the FBI director versus currently taking the role. Currently being the head of the FBI director.
Okay,
which FBI director? Because I have a couple of thank yous to read off. Give me a second.
Okay.
W's in the chat for Marie for the $1 donation saying, reading, look up Mountain Book, Alabama. Growing up there, I was aware it was purposely segregated. Going home to visit, it still is not unique, but well known in Alabama. MBHS, class of 2025. Yearbook is straight mayonnaise. Yeah, I can believe that. W's in the chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation. To say, can we start a kick fund for this guy? He seems like he wants to argue for the sake of arguing. Yes. We can absolutely start a kick fund for this guy. If you guys want this guy gone, $100 kick fund for this guy. W's in the chat for
do I get like 50 of it?
W's in the chat for D. D sent a $20 donation saying, don't know how you hold it together. D, I promise you, like, I don't know if you've been here from the start, but like they've been crashing out. At the very least, this guy has not crashed out yet. It's been a whole thing. W's in the chat for Khalees for the $1 donation saying, he's acting like you're not sourcing your information, though. .govs and .org sites also. Fox News has been classified as entertainment news situation because they lie so much. Exactly. Like, I understand the difference as far as verifying all of your sources and information. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a process, and I go through it. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. And we officially have a $100 bounty on Johnny's head. With that being said, Hector has something for you, Johnny.
Sure, go ahead.
I have been here for the start, and it's been a show. But
what the fuck, bro?
I want to go back to something you said, Johnny, in regards to Google being biased, which I think is interesting because it's a search engine. So do you believe that if we were to look up the exact same thing, that we would get completely different results?
On Google?
Yes.
According to the algorithm, probably so. Yeah, I would imagine.
According to the algorithm, what algorithm is that if we're just searching for the same information? Google is vastly different from a TikTok algorithm, an X algorithm that's more curated towards the information that you look, the stuff that you get into versus a literal search engine. The algorithm on there more so goes towards your location. That's going to be for ads. That's going to be for certain content, but specifically when you're looking up like politics, the algorithm for a search engine is very different from the notifications you would get from your Google News tab.
We could run a little experiment. Would you like to run an experiment? I can find a computer. And I'll just type in the words Donald Trump. Oh, give me 1 second.
I would think
That's
we
kind of
need to be a little
vague.
more specific, but yeah. Exactly.
Why? Why would
while you get to, because it's saying Donald Trump, that's super vague. How about Donald Trump job record or something like that, like something a little bit more specific. But while you get to your computer, W's in the chat for Diamond. Diamond sent a $2 donation towards the Kick Fund, saying for Kick Fund, guess is certified disingenuous yapper. He is. Okay. He is. W's in the chat for Diamond. So that means, guys, we only have $98 left in the Kick Fund. So if you like to support the Kick Fund, Santana speaks for you. Pay links in the link tree in the bio.
So Hector, your claim is that Google is non-biased, right?
Specifically, when you're looking up specific information, yes. I do not believe that you get vastly different results that would lean more left or right based off your...
You're going to get the same results. My argument is you're getting the same results regardless of where you're located. The fact is that Google is a company that has proven to be inherently biased to the left. It's just a fact. Like if I create a company in Mississippi, right, my employees are going to be primarily Mississippi residents. Google is a company that is ran out of Silicon Valley in California. What political leanings do you think that area has?
I think this is a common misconception that you guys have, is that when it comes to tech companies and whatnot, that it's inherently left. And sure, you can say that if we're talking about profit, certain views that literally help their company. But no, that wouldn't be a Google thing. In fact, we know that the current CEO, I cannot remember his name for the life of me, very much has been somewhat leaning more center right since January.
Okay.
But regardless, I'll tell you what, like you said, you wanted to search something up and get this more specifically done. So how about we do, trying to think of something we can search. Let's do Trump.
Just type in Donald Trump job record.
Okay, sure. Donald Trump.
And tell me what the very first thing is you see.
Job record.
If you don't think this is biased, I mean, I'll turn my camera on. I can show you guys exactly what it showed up on my screen.
Sure. So I have Donald Trump job record. The very first.
Wait. You tell us what you see first, Johnny.
Okay. Very first thing that I see, and I'm under the all tab, right? I just Googled Donald Trump job record. Very first thing is from Representative Don Bayer. The Trump administration's shockingly dishonest out of something. It's a negative pointed article against Donald Trump. Second, USA Today. Chart shows historic unemployment under Trump. That's from USA Today. Fact check. This is from 2020. Excuse me. The beginning of the article says Trump is the worst jobs president in history.
We don't need to read the articles. Keep going down the list. But I'm seeing everything you're seeing.
So you see the exact same thing I'm seeing, right?
Same here.
The first two articles are the exact same. The third one, Joint Economic Committee. Did Trump create or inherit the strong economy? Fourth one being fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump has delivered record-breaking blah, blah, blah. So that's actually a compliment to him. Next one is the whitehouse.gov BLS revision. So President Trump was right again, which is directly from the White House. It says that.
Would you agree?
We're getting the exact same results.
Would you agree that most people, when they Google something, they're gonna click on the very first link that they find, right?
Sure. In which case, the argument shouldn't be
exactly.
The argument should be what?
Go ahead, Actor.
No, you're good. The argument should be, what is the substance of that quote unquote very first article that you're looking at? If the information there is correct, you're worrying about the bias instead of the truth in it.
No, yeah. So where's the truth? So no matter what I Google,
did you read the article?
So what I need, no, listen, what I need to do from here on out, when I Google things, I just select the first link that shows me, and that's what the truth is.
No one said that at all.
What you need to do is actually like I know I said this. You actually have to vet your sources. Not only do you have to vet your sources, you have to understand what the biases are in the sources, and you have to use critical thinking with understanding said sources. You don't just accept the first thing that you see. That's wild.
So just because we've run our first experiment, right, we can see that Google is going to influence me to read the very first thing that they show me, which is a negative article against Donald Trump.
It's not influencing you to read it. It's presenting the information. You don't have to click on the first thing that you see.
Click on the first link. You just
admitted that. No, who admitted that people click on the first link?
You did.
We said that. No, we said that the average person does. Typically, yes. The average person does a reading level of the fifth grade.
Person, right. So who do you think they can more easily trick? The average person or somebody like us three that actually puts in a little bit of effort?
You realize this goes
literally
for anyone,
someone
right?
like you. Like you,
this goes for anyone.
If you can't conceive,
you think that you're like the smartest person in the room, and you're very far from it. Like it's wild.
Well, I have a more realistic grasp on reality than you do because you use emotions.
Because you think that you question everything. Just because you think you question everything doesn't make you an intellectual. Like just because you sit here and say, exactly, you're not. You're not. Like not even close to it. I promise you, not even on your best day, you're not. And I'm not even someone that touts my intelligence, but you're not even close to it. But with that being said, this is something that I want to pull, that I want to reference from Brookings, which they completed a study on AI and artificial intelligence. And they actually look for the quote unquote biases that are in different types of artificial intelligence. And they deem that artificial intelligence does not have biases. But what you do experience, and this comes directly from Brookings, let me get the title, algorithmic bias detection and mitigation, best practices and policies to reduce consumer harm. It highlights after completing the study on multiple sources that biases in algorithm can emanate from unrepresentative or incomplete training data or the reliance on flawed information that reflects historical inadequacies. This is saying that when creating said AI, if it is created with either misinformation, disinformation, or information that is not updated, then it can cause some type of quote unquote bias. But as a whole, AI, artificial intelligence, is not something that is set up to have biases. It's literally, if it has access to incorrect information. If it has access to completed information, then the information is quote unquote biased. W's in the chat for W's in the chat for Amanda for the $5 stand for the kick fund. He doesn't know what a freaking search engine is. He has no clue what a search engine is, guys. That means now we're up to $7 for a kick fund. There's $100 bounty on Johnny's head. If you want Johnny gone, then all you have to do is add to the kick fund. In order to do so, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. Best way to support the live. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. While Hector is up here, guys, show Hector some love. Make sure we are showing Hector some love and make sure that we are following Hector as well. Also, W's in the chat for D, who sent a $3 donation to add to the kick fund to say, end the pain. Exactly. That means we're up to $10 for the kick fund.
What pain are we experiencing right now?
It's mind-numbing pain talking to you.
Is it really? You can just kick me, or you can mute me, or whatever. Or instead, you want to use me to get money? Is that what you're here for?
Yes, I'm here to grift off of you.
I'll give you some money, man, if that's what you're looking for. You can't have a constructive.
That's fine. If you would like to give money, you can send it to Santana Speaks for You, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever you want to do.
You certainly don't speak for me, but since we live off the Democrat ideology that we have to be taken care of, I'll certainly donate to you, man. If you're in need, I can help you. I can buy some groceries.
For Jocelyn, who added $1 to the kick fund, say, I wish I had more for the kick fund. I have no idea why this conversation is even relevant to the prompt. It's not. He's obfuscated and he's like just pivoted every single time. It's not relevant to the conversation. I told him that we had to bring things back and actually talk about what's happening today. And from that point, he actually started to go down a rabbit hole because Trump supporters don't want to deal with reality. They just want to escape to a safe place where they don't have to really look at what's happening. But W's in the chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation. That means we're up to $11 with the kick fund.
Hey, Hector, if you're in front of a computer, you should go to Grok and ask Grok, is Google biased? That's a really simple way to find out, right?
Johnny. Okay. So I want to go back to I'm gonna address that in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna address that in a second. I think it's hysterical that you brought up Grok because you really don't even realize what you just did to your own argument. So the very first article here, right, Representative Don Beyer, that showed the Trump administration shockingly dishonest, out of touch response, right? So your argument that it is inherently left and biased towards Donald Trump based off of what? It being the first thing there? Is that your argument?
Yes, and you said yourself that inherently, or that the average American will click that link first.
Yes, because the average American is stupid and doesn't do their due diligence. Sure. So what do you want to be at the top? That's my question.
A non-biased approach for Google should, as it is the most powerful search engine in the world, Google should take an approach that we're not going to lean things to the left. We're not going to lean things to the right. We're going to tell you the news. Do you remember? You might be too young, but I can remember when you watched the news, it was the news. It was the news. That was it.
Yeah, it's always funny when people say that, and I go back and I see clear bias in the information. But okay, so the first thing that you want to see is something allegedly non-biased. So first off, this kind of goes back to literally what Santana and I said in terms of what you're searching for being extremely vague is going to show you a wild plethora of articles. So all we put is Donald Trump job record. We didn't ask it a question specifically. We didn't get any source. We just put 4 words in there and that's it. So it's just compiling a bunch of information. Then when you scroll down, we see several articles from the White House, from right-leaning sources that substantiate Trump's belief that he was a strong president when it comes to job records. The very second one, USA Today, fact check, chart shows historic unemployment under Trump. When you click on that, outside of the tagline here, Trump is worst jobs president in history, it actually goes over the information, which we know unemployment shot up drastically because of the pandemic, which we can't blame on Trump, right? So this is where, especially you who claim to be an intellectual person, at least a bit more intellectual than the average person. Can we say that? If your complaint is that this is biased, then you have a little bit more. The information is here, available for you to read and substantiate for yourself what is truth. Because my issue with your argument is truth isn't left or right. It just is.
Right.
So I don't care what it shows me. It all depends on the substance of the articles. And if the substance of the articles is true, I don't care what way it leans.
But for the average American, we should not be showing them information that is leaning in either direction. We agree on that.
The average American, all the information is here for them to make an educated opinion if they choose to read it. It is not Google's responsibility to put up particular things at the top, because then that would be showing their bias.
You just admitted yourself that the average American is going to see the first link and they're going to click it, right?
That's not a fault of Google.
It's not a fault of Google.
Show their bias.
Why can't they?
That was your argument.
A less biased article as the first link.
Less biased? What? Okay, fine. On the first page, look through the first page. Which one would you rather up there? What would you rather up there?
Else. Would you like to do a different topic? We can run through this multiple times. Would you like me to Google something else? What else would you like to Google? Let's do anything you can think of.
W's in the chat for Jennifer for the $20 donation towards the Kick Fund. This guest says bias, but if he sees anything negative about the administration or Trump, he immediately says that it's biased. That's exactly what he's doing.
Do you know how
W's
Google
in the
works?
chat for Lori for the $5 donation saying the Kick Fund just got here and Johnny is already making me want to gouge my eardrums out. Imagine how I feel. W's in the chat for Kelsey for the $1 donation towards the Kick Fund. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias where people with the low ability in a specific area to overestimate their competency, while highly competent individuals may underestimate their own skills. Santana is highly competent and humble. Sometimes what we have here is an ultra-crepidarian. That's what this guy is. Like that's it. Like, and if you don't know what it is, look it up. That's what we're dealing with, guys. That means we have we're up to $57 for the $100 kick pool. If anyone would like to add to the kick pool, you can do so. Santana speaks for you. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Once we hit $100, if you want this guy gone, then that's what we'll do. Anyway, go ahead and finish, Hector.
Hector, did you get to Google? What would you like to Google?
I've been on here. I have several devices. My point is your issue with what's being. We'll do that in a second. Your issue with what's being pulled up is that it's negative against Trump. I want to introduce you guys into something that you don't seem to want to accept. Most information that you're going to see about Trump is going to be negative. That's not a show of bias. That's a show of Trump's negativity. That's a show of his actions. That's a show of his rhetoric. That's a show of his policies. The search engines, the news networks and whatnot that report on him, for the most part, aren't doing it negatively just because they hate him. It's because that's the information that's being put out on a daily basis. I'm not saying that they don't. Listen, I don't like Donald Trump. I hate Donald Trump. But every single video that I make is showing a monumental L that he makes. Same with Santana and other creators on this app. We stay on the facts, and the facts show that he's a mediocre president. Why don't you portray the
good things that he's done? For instance, I think it's hilarious.
I can name several good things that he's done. Actually, I promise you, Santana and I can name several good things Donald Trump has actually done better than the average Trump supporter.
Okay.
Also, and not only that, like I have a video currently on my main page giving Donald Trump credit for something that had that occurred under his administration, which was the increase in the Social Security amount received by the retirees. Some people whose effect is going to go in effect in December, but it rolls out in 2026 now. Something that I found out afterwards was the actual offset of the BBB and the negative impacts that are going to occur with the access to Medicaid. So the people who have access to Social Security, even though they're getting a bump in their monthly Social Security amount, the cost to the increase that they're going to receive with Medicaid or Medicare is going to not only offset, but in certain situations supersede that bump that they're getting. But I at least gave them credit. W's in the chat for SpongeBob fan who added $10 to the Kick Fund. W's in the chat for Diamond for the $3 added to the Kick Fund. W's in the chat for Diamond for the $1 for added to the Kick Fund. It's an intellectual, but he thinks Google is biased. W's in the chat for Teresa for the $3 towards the Kick Fund.
The people in your echo chamber
And
don't think that Google is biased.
massive W's in the chat for D. D sent a $50 donation to add to the Kick Fund, and I said, God help us all. Yes. Holy fuck.
Do you hear when he mentioned Grok?
I did. I absolutely did.
He wanted us to ask if Grok thinks that Google is biased.
Yeah. That's like, hey, you should ask FedEx if UPS is a good delivery service. Like, what the fuck are we even doing? So stupid. I appreciate you coming up and helping me struggle through that one.
Not a problem, man. I'll catch you later.
Have a good one. W's in the chat for Hector, guys. W's in the chat for Hector. W's in the chat for the gifters as well. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Guys, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. This is the backup account. Make sure you hit that follow button and follow the backup account. Let's see here. Why is people not loading? What's happening? Keep hitting accept. Hold on.
Made to the bill. Now, some of those changes with the he laid out in a lengthy press conference.
Just little Deb, are you a Trump supporter?
This time, he said that he doesn't believe the bill had adequate protections.
Okay, I'm gonna say no. And plus, like, that background noise was super loud. Let's see here. TikTok is being kind of weird. Keep selecting to let people up and it's not loading them. I don't know what's going on. Johnny, I don't understand why you're back in the request. You literally just got kicked because of a kick fine. Yeah, you don't get to come back up. You literally do not get to come back up. I have no interest in it. None whatsoever. W's in the chat for Donna. Donna sent a $5 super chat to say, kick fun, wish I had more. You, Erica, Hector, have taught me how important receipts and research is. Kick rocks caller. Absolutely. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Really, really appreciate you guys. Trump supporters. Any more Trump supporters? Are you guys like, this has been, not even gonna hold you. Not even gonna hold you. This has been like the worst live, like literally the worst set of debates that I've ever engaged in. And it's not because like, oh, you know, I got dog walked or anything like that. It's literally been mind-numbing stupidity. Like actual mind-numbing stupidity. Like actual factual mind-numbing stupidity. And like, why are you spamming Trump? Like, why? I don't care about you spamming Trump. Like, if you want to come up, then get in a request. I'm gonna mute you. Like, I don't understand why you're spamming the word Trump. That's weird. You guys do all the weird shit. Like everything about you guys are just, it's just weird. It's just fucking weird. Elroy, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Why are you spamming Trump in the chat instead of actually coming up? What serious question? Why do you spam Trump?
I just like to agitate you.
No, I mean, it's not you. Like normally it wouldn't bother me at all, but like the stupidity is what's like gotten me today. That doesn't normally agitate me. That's just the prelude. Why do you still support Trump after like the fuck ups that he has actively been engaged in?
Well, he hadn't killed a great African leader yet and looted their wealth like Libya, so why not? I can't believe you're still supporting the Democratic Party after. Just look at Libya. Google that.
Elroy, where do you live?
Oh, I done got on you before. I'm right here from South Carolina. Remember last time you called me a jigaboo because I out debated you? You couldn't handle me.
Yeah, I
guess.
I can.
I'll whip you down again.
Sure, that's fine. All right, so you are a black man in America, right?
I'm a brown man, but described as black.
Sure. You're a brown man in America. Fine, I'll give it to you. Cool. Question for you. While I don't negate any type of harmful actions perpetuated by the United States government and other governments, including the global South, and perpetuating harm to black and brown people and indigenous people here in the US, but around the globe. Like I don't think that's a bipartisan thing. I'm sorry, a partisan thing. Like multiple administrations have negatively impacted black and brown people around the globe. The question I have for you is currently, for the last 50 years, which major political party has caused more harm to black people in America? Has it been the Democratic Party or the Republican Party?
The Democratic Party.
Okay, substantiate your claim.
From the housing projects separating the families.
Substantiate that, not just make additional claims to your claim. Actually substantiate it.
The lady who I'm trying to call, the name is on the tip of my tongue, that who founded the abortion clinic.
Parenthood, sure.
Yeah.
Substantiate any. Elroy, do you know what substantiate means?
Listen, all of us substantiate.
No, Elroy, serious question. Serious question, because maybe I'm using the wrong word. Do you know what substantiates? Substantiate means.
Pretty much prove it in a nutshell.
Yeah,
lay out the facts.
Exactly. Actual information and sources to verify your statement. You're making statements to back up your statement. I don't want statements to back up your statement. Give me verifiable evidence of like your claims. And even if you want to make another claim to support your initial claim, can you please give evidence of said claims? So you said like
how many abortions have we had?
You said the housing projects. So let's start. How many uteruses do you have? How many uteruses?
It doesn't matter.
How many uteri do you have?
But it's Elmore, not Elroy.
Elroy.
It's ELMORE.
Elroy. Elroy, how many uteruses do you have?
Samantha, I have none, Samantha.
Okay, that's fine.
You want to go there? Let's go
since
there.
you don't have a uterus and I don't have a uterus, I find it very it'll bring very little substance as far as two men sitting on a panel debating abortion. But you said a couple of other things prior to trying to bring up abortion, and I would love for you to actually talk about those things.
No, I want to talk about abortion, so that's important for our
I don't care what you want to talk about. I'm telling you, you're not going to get to talk about
it. For our people. Well, let's go to the next subject that you can handle.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the first thing that you said, because you said three things, and I would like for you to substantiate the first thing that you said. You said the housing projects. How are the Democratic Party directly responsible for Black people and the housing projects?
Here what happens, a guy, he has an interesting video on it. He was Ike, Reverend Ike. They wanted him to be in charge of it back in his heyday, the 60s, 70s. And I follow him, and I follow another one of our great mentors and leaders who's still living.
No. Fuck him, fuck this. I'm not doing this. I refuse. And not only do I refuse to like talk to him, not even gonna hold you. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, Elmore, come back up. I got an idea. Come back up, Elmore. Come back up, Elmore. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay. W's in the chat for Lori for the dollar donation to say, I didn't say anything, just send $1 for some support. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much for the dollar donation, Lori. Also, W's in the chat for, I think it's pronounced Shrambles, who became a member over on the YouTube. Guys, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Elmore, I would like for you to talk to my brother, Jeff.
What up?
Jeff? What's going on?
So what were you saying about housing projects?
Right. I don't know if you follow this guy, Reverend Ike. He had an interesting deal. He was very popular back in the 60s, 70s, on 80s. Anyways, he has an interesting clip on YouTube where when they were just getting going, they wanted him to kind of like be the head guy, like in that HUD position, how they put him over it. And he saw what the party was doing. He didn't like how the families were going to be separated. And he said, hey, that's why I want nothing to do with it. So when we can go to some of our elders, or not, that's our ancestors, we can look at the history of what the good and bad that's been done with the Democratic Party, Republican Party. And what I like to say, I'm independent, right?
No, you're not. Hold on. Let me pause you right there. Hold on 1 second.
It's not good for us.
Go ahead. Hold on 1 second. Are you saying some guy on YouTube said that when they put housing projects in, they wanted to separate families?
Yep.
No. It was like his.
They said they wanted to be the head of.
No, this guy's deceased. He was living. He was like. Who can I explain him as now? Like TD Jakes or some of those guys who are alive now. I don't know if that's
is that what you're saying? That they put in housing projects specifically to separate?
No. Here, let me stop you. Santana gave you to me. Santana chose to go back to the housing project.
Facts.
Well, you can talk about whatever you want. I mean, I just like at this point, like.
Well, here's what I'm getting at.
You can talk about anything you want except abortion. Elroy, just FYI.
So what are we going to do to move forward? Then what's the best thing for our community? Let's put all political
revolution. But listen. Hold on.
No, this is a political live. We're not putting politics to the side. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
You say you wanted to talk about abortion.
No. You said we can't talk about that.
All right. Well, just out of curiosity, if you could give me a little bit of latitude, Santana.
All right, I trust you. I just like
Elmore,
he
why
told
do
me
you,
that he doesn't have a uterus. So
why do you hate black women? Elmore.
No, I love them.
So, but why do you want them to die?
What are you talking about?
Well, black women are 3 times more likely to die in childbirth. So you're just saying you hate black women.
Whose facts are that? Where do you get that from? And what's pushing that rate?
From every
when you get around about 300,000 abortions a year, they don't even 300,000 abortions.
Elmore. This isn't an opinion. This is just counting. So you're saying that you do not want black women to have access to abortion.
No,
you just want them to die.
We got to figure out how to get wealth. And when we get wealth, we can have less of those particular abortions. The biggest cause is we don't control our economy and we don't have a large financial backing.
So you think black capitalism is going to save us?
We've got to do something. Because the biggest cost is, hey, I'm in college, I can't afford this child, blah, blah, blah.
Elmore, we got to do something as like a wacky, waving, inflatable, arm flailing tube man. I'm asking you if you think black capitalism is going to save us.
No, no.
So what is this? What is this wealth that you're talking about?
It's just not black capitalism. It's more American because we're here with everybody. We've got to find a way to have more wealth in our community.
Wait, who's we?
We as African American blacks.
So black capitalism. I don't know why that's hard to say.
I didn't know if he was trying to box me in.
No, you think we should join our capitalism with the white folks?
Well, if they run it, you have no choice, pretty much.
We do have a choice.
Banks, it's their banks, it's their everything. So
we
don't understand that.
Hey, Elmore, we have tons of choice. I'm just asking, which choice are you making? And it seems like you don't want to tell me.
Choice why are we having such a hard problem?
Because of people like you, but like I just want you to tell me what choice.
You don't have the intellect to talk.
That's good, but you can't even answer my question. I don't have the intellect.
There's no question there.
Hey, Elmore, I'm a dummy, but I'm asking you a direct question. Is it black capitalism?
Why did he run?
Where'd he go?
He ran.
Like, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take that I'm not intellectual enough, but you got to answer the question for me to not understand your answer. And for the record, this is for the chat. Black capitalism will not save you. As long as you're using it as capitalism, it's not going to save you.
I got another one for you, Jeff. I was about to end until I saw this.
What in the...
Why is your TV so loud? Can you turn the TV down? Have fun, Jeff.
Hello? What did you want to talk about? Is it Keola?
I call it koala.
Well, I was just invited in, so I just thought I'd say hi. And I saw that Santana was live. I wasn't listening previously to your guys' conversation.
Do you know, have you heard about these emails?
Like where I believe if you're talking about Epstein saying something about Trump. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I haven't read into it as much as I'd like to, but I
got a more fun thing. Hey, dang it, I have to look at how to say your name in order to say it right. Give me a second. Keola, right?
Keola,
not K. Keola, right. Let me put this here. Keola, tell Jeff about ethical billionaires and how billionaires worked hard to gain their wealth.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. You think billionaires are ethical?
I mean, I think that the way I was explaining it last night is that people with wealth, I wouldn't specifically say billionaires because I'm not in their class whatsoever, so I can't really make a great opinion on it. But I think people with wealth worked hard to establish what they have.
Why do you think that?
Because it takes a lot of sacrifice and time to get to a place like that. Of course, unless you walk into it from your, generational wealth.
So what you just told me is you think that people worked hard to get wealth because it takes work to get wealth. I'm asking, why do you think it takes work to get wealth?
Because you have to work hard to accomplish anything in life, right?
No, not really. So can you give me an example of how a person would typically get wealth? Like step by step it for me.
I mean, first it could be coming up with an idea and then planning, and then you business plan. And then if you don't have wealth or any money to establish yourself, then you would have to either take a loan out from maybe a friend or a bank. Mm-hmm. And then from then on, it can grow into something bigger, but it doesn't always.
So I have an idea.
Sorry, 1 second. Just a FYI, because I see it already happening in the chat. She's 33. Just for anyone wondering, she's 33. Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, wow. So I have an idea for a really awesome ladder. And I made a business plan. Now what?
Okay. And then you'd go. So like if you didn't have family to or a friend to help you, like to invest, then you would go to a bank and present your business plan and try to get a business.
Now, look, I've got capital to invest, and I want to sell ladders. Now what?
Oh, you want to sell ladders?
Yeah, I have a really dope plan for an awesome ladder.
Like you're gonna invent the ladder yourself, or you're
already invented? I just need a ton of them to sell.
She thinks that you really have a ladder, Jeff. Just FYI.
No, I don't think he really has a ladder. No, I don't think that at all. No, I'm saying, like, I'm just trying to understand. You're saying that you would buy the ladders because you had the prototype and you had them made by a factory?
Well, I have a prototype, and you said I have them made by, what was that funny word you used?
Factory?
Factory? How do they get made at a factory?
A ladder?
Yeah, how does a ladder get made at a factory?
I mean, I've never been to a ladder factory. I'm just assuming.
If you had to imagine, like, it's not done by, like, Hogwarts, right?
No, your prototype would have to be presented to the company, and then they would make it, whichever industry does that.
Who makes it?
Whichever factory makes metals for your ladder.
But you talk about, like, it just metal goes in, ladder comes out. What happens in between?
No, there's a process in the factory. There's a process. So they have machines. I'm assuming. Like I said, I've never been to a ladder factory. I've been to a bottle factory.
Do you think there's workers in there?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now, let's say they have 100 pounds of metal. Mm-hmm. And they make 100 pounds of ladders. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, and tell me if you agree with this, that the 100 pounds of metal is worth a certain amount, mm-hmm. but the 100 pounds of ladders is worth more than that, right?
For sure.
Okay.
That's where your profit would come in if you're the factory.
If you're the factory. But
mm-hmm.
the workers are the ones that did the thing that made the metal into the ladder, right?
Yes, once they were hired within the factory, but the establishment, the actual factory, bought the machinery, which is not cheap because, like I said, I've been to a bottle factory where they make bottles. So I got to see the process of a bottle going
As
from.
it turns out, right, the machines only have to eat fuel. And the person who's pocketing the profit is not just pocketing the money that they need for the machines. They are also buying ribeyes and Mercedes, right? You said wealth. I'm assuming that the person who's sitting in the office going work harder is not just like
in the
for
factory,
machines, right?
the people like I said, with the bottle factory, they make good money. The people in the factories, and they're not
factory
really
workers make good money.
Well, they're not they're just like observing the machines. They're not actually like.
You think factory workers just observe that OSHA exists because factory workers
I'm specifically talking about the bottle factory. I don't know if you heard me say that, but I'm specifically
even at a
talking about the bottle factory. I don't know the ladder.
People can lose their limbs at a bottle factory.
So I'm just
check it out.
telling you, like,
Let me
from
ask
my
you.
own experience.
What do you do for a
the
living?
guys that are excuse me, hold on, sorry. The guys that are standing in that factory,
what do you do?
they're not doing hard labor.
Yeah,
They're
you're right.
Sitting
Factory
there
workers
observing the machine,
barely.
and then there's
Factory workers barely work at all.
office. And then there's an
We
office.
don't even need them.
Hey, hold on 1 second, Koala. You have an echo. Can you like swipe out for half a second, and so we can fix that echo? Also, W's in the chat for Lori for the $1 donation. He's gone. But yeah, no, I appreciate you, Lori, for the $1, and happy to hear that you actually gained something from the lives. Thank you. W's in the chat for you. W's in the chat for
And
Kat.
I find
Hey,
it
Kat,
kind
thank
of like
you.
rude, Santana, that you're calling me koala, but you like insisted last night that I call some.
Stop talking, Koala. W's in the chat for Kat for the $5 donation. Say she's delusional. She is absolutely delusional. She lives in the state of delusion. W's in the chat for Eugene for the 75. You're Uruguayan. Uruguayan. I don't know how we would call the currency, but Santana, I see you're suffering for fighting the good fight. Also, so I wanted to send you lots of love from Uruguay. Thank you so much for that. Like literally, this has been not even gonna hold you, one of the worst lives ever. Not in the sense of like me. Or the chat, because like I'm awesome and the chat's awesome, but like these Trump supporters are the worst that I've ever seen. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
Are you saying to me, Keila, that people at a bottle factory don't work?
No, I didn't say they don't work. I'm saying that there's like the factory that I went to, the people within the factory where the machines are, they're observing the machines. So they're standing there making sure that everything is going according to how it's supposed to go. Then there's a part of the factory that is for the office people. That's like accounting, and then
let's go back to the machines though. Why are they there? Those
the
people.
machines.
No,
to observe and make sure that everything is going according. Because these machines are huge machines, and
they're huge machines, and people like they're dangerous and all of that.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're minimizing what they do.
No, I'm not minimizing what they do. They make good money in there from the factory I went to.
You don't know that. I'm going to show you how you don't know that. You ready? What do you do for a living, Keila?
I'm an entrepreneur.
So you're unemployed? What do you do for a living?
I'm an entrepreneur. I have a lawn business and
a lawn business. Cool.
Yeah.
You own your own lawn business.
Well, right now it's kind of not doing well, so but I did.
But you own it. Okay. Did you ever work for somebody before this?
Yes.
All right. What did you do when you worked for somebody?
I did photo booths for like an entertainment company. I did a lot of
let's do that. The photo booth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take you back in time to when you worked for that photo booth and you got paid your wage.
Yeah.
I'm going to put your wage behind door number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put a mystery amount of money behind door number 2. It represents, so your weekly wage is behind door number 1. Your share of profits evenly distributed from that photo booth is behind door number 2. Keola, for the 929 people here, let's see how we're good at math. Which door would you open?
For my wages versus my profits?
Your wages versus the photo booth company's profit divided evenly and your share of that.
I mean, obviously, that one's going to have more, the profit.
That's what I would call good money.
Mm-hmm.
When you say they make good money, you're saying they make good money if you're unethical and a scumbag business owner who takes the wealth away from workers. That's what you say is good money. I say good money is door number 2. We should always pick door number 2. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So we don't want to be a scumbag, unethical billionaire, right?
Right.
All right, cool. So we want to unite with the workers and pay them what they're worth?
Right.
All right. I love it. Cool. Thank you for that, Keola. Welcome to unionizing. Hopefully, when you run your lawn business, you're paying your workers what they're worth.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I paid them.
Or do you pay them good money?
I was actually on the field, so I would work with them alongside of them. I was.
So no, that's good. That justifies the money you put in your pocket, but they're also working. So you give them their fair share of the profits, right?
Right.
All right.
Sometimes they would end up making more than me. And I'm still working alongside of them because I'm paying for, breakdowns of the equipment. I'm paying for gasoline. I'm paying for fuel for the equipment. I'm paying for, all the expenses.
Keola.
Yes.
What is the formula for profit?
Can you tell me? Sorry.
Oh, I love it. No, I'm not gonna tell you because it's the most rudimentary, basic. Like if you Googled it, it would come up before you even hit the enter key. Like it's such a boring thing. But if you knew that, then you would know why you should not be making less than your workers or more than your workers. Because I said your fair share of the profits. But thank you for playing. I'm glad I at least got the concession that we should be paying workers what they're worth.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. I definitely think that workers should make a good amount of money to sustain their families.
Well, that's not what we agreed to. I said their equitable share of profits.
Right, which would in hand, that would turn them to be able to have a more sustainable living, correct?
Sustainable? Forget sustainable. I'm talking vacations every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice house, car,
yeah,
boat if you want it. I'm not a boat guy, but like boat, PlayStation 5 Pro without having to think about how am I going to do this?
Right.
Because I'm working full time for a very profitable business. And I don't want that dude to be having a yacht every year. I want to have a yacht too. You want them to have yachts, right?
Right. No, I understand what you're saying, and I agree. 100%. If people are making the company flourish, then they should as well make a good living.
Now that we got that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
You say you don't care about the emails?
I never said that.
Okay. I
didn't really read as much on it. I just heard about it a little bit.
What do you think should happen to people who are enabling this dude who besmirched my first name?
Sorry?
I don't know what besmirch means, Jeff.
What do you think should happen to the people who enabled the dude who brought shame to my first name?
What do you mean?
So like if somebody was shown to be helping, working alongside, aiding and abetting Jeffrey Epstein, what do you think should happen to that person?
I think that justice should be served.
Nah, I'm not cool with that. What do you really think should happen to that person? Like, this is a person who ran a trafficking ring for a long time, and other people knew about it and did nothing. I mean, technically, there's no justice there. Like, you're not going to call the DA and say, arrest him for looking the other way, right? What do you think should happen to these people?
That said, look the other way.
Yeah, like people. Look, this is my thing. I've been rewatching The Sopranos, and one common trope throughout that whole series, I don't know if you ever saw it.
He doesn't know what a trope is, Jeff.
One thing that happens a lot in that show is that when you want to talk to Tony Soprano about something, you go into the basement, right? And you go under the pipes because they make noise, so that people outside can't hear what you're saying. This is the mafia, and they talk about stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is these people. Now, the people who are running our country, they're just sending emails about a trafficking ring. What do you think should happen to those people, Keola?
I mean, what do you think should happen to them?
Guillotines.
Huh?
Doesn't know what a guillotine is, Jeff.
I think we should separate their head from the rest of their body.
Okay.
Like quickly, painlessly,
Decapitate them.
with an implement that they used in France. That's what I think should happen.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I mean, I don't believe in killing people and
trafficking ring, Keola.
I know
Children.
it's evil. I 100% think that's horrible and evil. So that's like a really that's a tough one to even wrap my mind around, honestly.
We've got just over a month left in the year, and then you got to do your taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you do your taxes, I want you to think the people whose salary you're paying are laughing at you while abetting a trafficking ring.
And you're saying this was the Trump administration?
This isn't a partisan thing, Keola.
I mean, like I said,
the Trump administration, yes, but I'm not saying it's a partisan. I'm saying the people whose salary you're paying. Like, if you go look for photos, you'll find pictures of almost all of them chilling with bro. So, and they're laughing at you, and you're here saying, but, let's make sure we do the Miranda rights.
What Miranda rights are, Jeff.
Do you know what Miranda rights are? You know what Miranda rights are.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I'll say one thing, Jeff. Thank you for,
What's
being
Miranda
respectful. Santana
Keola, what's
very
Miranda rights?
Disrespectful.
Keola, what are Miranda rights?
You first started off calling. It's when you read
fine.
your
Tell
rights
me what Miranda
before
rights
you're
are.
arrested. But listen, you've been rude.
I apologize then.
No, you've been very rude. You got upset when I called some dude he because he sounded like.
I didn't get upset with your transphobia. I got upset with your stupidity. You can be hateful all you want, but you can't be hateful and stupid. You have to pick a struggle. That's what I was upset with. Can't be.
You were misgendering somebody?
Guess who, Jeff?
The person. You were misgendering Sean?
Mm-hmm.
You were misgendering my sister?
Mm-hmm.
Keola. Why would you do that?
She doesn't realize she's muted. Again, you can't be hateful and stupid. You have to pick a struggle.
Oh, we about to have some fun. Keola, why would you misgender my sister?
I didn't know. That's what I'm trying to say. He keeps muting me, but I did not know. He sounded or she sounded like
you multiple
I
times.
was confused. I wasn't even looking at the screen while I was talking because I was nervous. It was my second time jumping in on a live, and I felt like I was jumped all of a sudden because he dropped everyone on the panel and brought in all his people, and that he knew from what I assumed. And I was like, whoa, it was like, what, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning?
I brought up Kay.
He dropped everyone from
Sean was already there.
There was another person
Noah,
that was
and
right,
then,
like me.
Joanna.
and he
White like
dropped
you.
everybody and brought everyone
White
in,
like
and
you.
I felt jumped. Honestly,
You know
like,
what the difference? Kay might be white, but she is definitely not like you.
that's
might have
okay.
to-
See, that's
difference.
so disrespectful. She's
It's
definitely
also
not
the
like
truth.
me. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Yo, I'm about to call Zach's
the
name.
the
I hear that
actual
right?
difference is
Did she say you left one person up that was white like me? Is that what she said?
That's what she
No,
said, but I
I
keep
was
trying to
saying, what
explain to
is he
her that
talking about?
Kay is not like her. Like she is not. There's a huge
He
gap
keeps muting me, Jeff. He
because
won't
I'm
even let
still
me talk.
speaking.
Okay, but you're
Still
like,
speaking.
you're putting words in my mouth.
Hey, Koala, you said the words. You said white like me, and I said she's not like you. I'm just responding I was literally just responding to what you said.
I was repeating what you said. I wasn't saying it as my own.
I didn't say that I brought
You
up
said she
someone
was white like you, but not
you
like
just
you.
said that first. Yes.
No, you did.
Okay,
Hey,
stop talking.
hey,
Stop
yo.
talking so you can track this. Stop talking so you can track.
Oh
You
my
said
You just like to argue too.
stop coming off mute and just listen for a second. You said, this is your words, You said you brought a bunch of people up and you brought one lady that was white like me. That's what you said. And I said,
Oh, no, that's not what I said. No, I said there was one person previously, before you brought your people, that was right like me. I'm talking about before you brought Kay and all of them. Let me clarify.
Okay, I apologize. It sounded like white like me.
No, right. That guy Spencer was on the right like me. That was the only guy that was right. And then Chewy, I believe, he said he voted left, but then he was like originally right, I think, if I remember correctly. But no, I would never, ever say that she was white like me. I thought that's what you were implying after I said my statement.
No,
I said,
and that's why I said Kay might be white, but she is not like you.
oh, yeah, no. No,
Why do
Kay
you-
was very nice, very educated. I loved the way she spoke. She was very kind. Jeff, you as well. Sorry, Santana, you're very rude now. I see.
Hey,
That's why I
yo.
first came on, because I saw that you were being respectful, and I was like, oh, cool. This is.
So why did you say jumped though?
Because he dropped everyone from the panel and brought all the people that he knew in. And I was like, he knew all of them, and I had nobody but myself. And it was fine. It was cool. I had a good laugh, and I was educated on what they believe in knew, which was really nice. Yeah, jumped. Even people messaged me saying, you just got jumped in there. I'm like, I know, that was crazy. Because it was like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, or even 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was like so tired. And
You in an alley?
no, I'm saying jumped like on a live. Like, I don't know if I have to break that down, but it means like I was one person that believes this way, and all other members on the panel believed the other way. Have you sat in a position like that before?
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word jump though.
As in, they were all attacking me, like not physically, verbally. Like they were using words.
Give me an example of words that they used to attack you. I'm dubious.
I mean, one was ignorant. To be.
Yes,
you are.
I called you ignorant, but there's a reason. Why did I say you were ignorant?
Because I didn't know all of the like redlining or different things that you were asking me.
And did I say ignorant was a bad thing?
You didn't.
Okay.
That's why I was saying you were respectful in the beginning for the most part, but then I saw a turn in you, especially today, with like saying koala. Like, I find that disrespectful. I think that's so rude.
Conversation about racism. Were y'all in a conversation about racism?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't supposed to be a discussion. It wasn't even supposed to be a debate. And that's why I like came on, because I'm interested in learning more. I like hearing both sides. That's why I've been listening to Parker and Dean, because they're very educated for being so young. So like there's some things that they've brought to light that I didn't even know about. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. So I like to take from both sides and learn. And so, that's what I was trying to do. And then it kind of turned into something else. And it's okay. But yeah, today.
Taking from both sides is a bad idea.
That's an opinion, but I respect it.
I could tell you, like, look, because some people try to get you to take from both sides by saying things like, "Oh, if you don't let me up, it's an echo chamber," right? I think the tree in my backyard is made of wood. If somebody comes up here and says that it's made of earthworms, would you say, "Hey, I got to listen to both sides"?
I mean, you would listen to it, right? That's how you would come to the conclusion.
I wouldn't let that person.
Earthworms.
No, I wouldn't let that person.
Agree. You would say, "Hey."
I would think it's a complete
ridiculous.
waste. I would think it's a complete waste of time to let them open their mouth. I wouldn't even listen. Look, you when you came up here said that the people at a factory make a good wage. I think that's laughable. I think you should be laughed out of a room for even thinking that. Because when I gave you the door 1 and door 2, you were like, obviously door 2, right? And you don't know what profit is, right? So with all of that said, you are ignorant, right? And you should not listen to both sides. You should just read. I think you should just read. Learn for yourself. And don't say one person thinks a tree is made of wood, the other one thinks it's made of earthworms. Who am I to know what the difference is? You decide. That's what modern political discourse is. And in modern times, the politics is, hey, this person says that person was on a list. And this person says that other person was on a list. Who are we going to put in jail? Poor migrant workers. You decide. I got to listen to both sides. That's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of junk, hey, Joey. Hey, Dan.
Hey, what up, Santana? What up, Jeff? What up, Dan?
Hey.
What's going on?
I have a question. Is Keola, is she white or is she anything else? I'm confused.
She's white.
Oh, I'm also Mexican.
Yeah, I could tell you had a little something in you. I just couldn't tell what. Why are you trying to be white passing? Why are you trying to get their acceptance so bad?
Oh.
Sorry, did I miss something? Did you not call yourself white like me?
I apparently she said right. I thought she said white as well. Apparently she said right.
Okay, that's on.
Yeah. No, I would never.
I thought I heard that as well. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. No, I don't look at people like based off of what their ethnicity is. I mean, I call myself a mutt because I have a lot of different in my family line.
Never, ever call yourself that again.
Wait, what? I didn't hear it. Sorry.
I mean, I don't say it to like insult myself. I'm just saying I'm mixed. That's it. I have a lot of different ethnicity background in my family line.
Sorry, I didn't mean this guy saying why I brought in race. No, I was just trying to make sure. We were having the right conversation. Keola, and to address something, I know Jeff spoke on it, right? But being called ignorant isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? There's a lot of things that I'm ignorant in, but I admit that I'm ignorant on. I'd rather not have an opinion than just hold a conversation. So I don't think you should feel attacked when somebody calls you ignorant. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right. No, I like last night, like I said, I appreciated the conversation and I joined because it was a discussion. He started it off like, hey, everyone, this is just a discussion. We're not debating. How are you doing?
We had
and
late
he was
nights.
He was filling up the panel he was trying to get an even thing going, like 3 left, 3 right. And it ended up being me and this guy named Spencer that were on the right.
Boxes, not 3.
And then there was, I think, 4 on the left, if I remember correctly. And he ended up dropping like everybody but me and bringing in a whole bunch of people that he knew. That's where I felt jumped because it was like nobody was on the right. It was all left versus me, which, like I said, I'm all for listening and discussing and learning. not attacking and insulting. Hey, I am ignorant. Yes, I agree with you. What was your name? Joey.
Joey.
I agree with you, Joey. Like, that's something like we can all be ignorant in different things.
So then let me ask you, because I don't want to assume. I didn't hear your portion of the conversation last night. Where do you stand on? Are you a Trump supporter or?
I mean, I'm kind of like on the fence because of all the things that have been brought to my attention. Like I said previously, I don't know if you heard, but I've been listening to Dean and Parker here and there, and there's some things that they have brought to light that I didn't previously know. And when I found out about those things from listening to their lives, well, mostly Parker, because I think he's very respectable, I kind of started doing more and more research.
And that's where I wanted to get at. Yes, because again, I'm not gonna hold you, tie you down, but you being Mexican American, I don't want to assume if you're first, second, or third gen, but it is very important that you start paying attention to what's going on. Because everything that is happening right now, where us being attacked, the immigrant community, the Latino community as a whole, the brown community as a whole, it's going to come down and knock at your door sooner or later, right? This isn't fear mongering. What's going on? It's not normal. It's not okay to make it look like it's normal. It's completely abnormal. So I'm glad that you are coming into these panels and getting informed, and hopefully you can see that people aren't trying to attack you. We're just trying to educate people and have people wake up, because can't keep drinking the Kool-Aid, Keola. We can't keep doing that. The state of choosing to ignore what's going on, we can't do that anymore.
And I just want to hold on 1 second, Keola. I just want to make a point. Now, you made a statement. You said that last night I brought all these people up and we jumped you, right? And I made it very clear that it's just a couple of people to have a conversation. Now, what you forced me to do, though, is put out the bat signal to all of my friends who are now here on the panel. And this is what I call jumping you. And so I would love for you to continue this conversation with the people on the panel, including like Dean, that you just took a side swipe at for some reason. Like that was weird, but everyone else that's on the panel.
What's going on? Hey, guys. I just saw your text. Don't really know what's going on, but here to chat.
Yeah. She said that I don't know. She said that we apparently I jumped her last night. She said that this is her second live, and she said that she likes listening to I like listening to people like you and Dean and Parker, and not so much Dean but Parker because he's respectable. So, okay. So I thought I would send you an invite about that one.
Can't handle the heat. So
I did say more so, Parker. Like my words are twisted to like I've said I more so like listening to Parker because he's respectful.
You like people that are respectful, then Donald Trump would be your least favorite person alive. I mean, it hasn't even been 48 hours since he told a female reporter from Bloomberg on Air Force One to quote unquote quiet piggy because she asked a question, right?
I did just see that.
It hasn't even been like a week since he called Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor to this country and to the MAGA movement, onsetting thousands of death threats because he's the most powerful man in the world because she asked him to release the Epstein files. It hasn't been a matter of months since he called it an act of hostility against his administration to vote for the release of the Epstein files. It's been 10 months since he's so disrespectful towards undocumented immigrants that he literally quoted Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, saying that undocumented immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country, and launched a dictatorial attack on their constitutional rights by trying to pass an illegal executive order to strip birthright citizenship away from the children of undocumented immigrants. So I just find it hypocritical for you to suggest that you won't even tune in my live because maybe you don't like my tone, but then you support the most disrespectful dictatorial POS alive as the president of the most powerful country on the face of planet Earth.
Did you hear me say I support him?
You literally said that you support him.
If you don't support if you don't support Trump, then I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Did you hear me say I'm on the fence, Joey? I'm not sure.
You are, by you making the claim that you support certain things, there's no fence with this guy, Keola, because it's right and wrong. It doesn't matter what you agree with him on. He's doing absolutely nothing right for anybody. He's not pro-America first. Again, you're Mexican America. He literally hates you, Keola. Just because you have certain beliefs that side you with him does not mean you are one of them, Keola. There is no middle ground with this guy. Unfortunately, there just isn't.
And also, I'm not going to let you skate on that, because last night you were very clear that you were on the right and you voted on the right. So like, don't pretend like it's something like now that it isn't, because you're in the pressure cooker. Like it's not.
Being on the fence, that fence being maybe one day you're leaning pro-Trump, the other day you're leaning anti-Trump, is like being undecided if you want to have a nice glass of water or bleach with your dinner.
Yeah, Keola, we've spoken to tons of people like you who say, I don't like some of the things he's doing, but I support some of the other things. This would be like saying, and I don't know if you've heard this before, but Schmittler, for example, he's the one that started the Autobahn, right? And it did some, things economically. There's some economic benefits for the country, et cetera. Do you think it would be okay for people to say, well, I like how he opened up travel and it was beneficial economically for the government. So I don't really support the other thing, but I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about it because I like the Autobahn. Do you see how wild that would be?
I understand where you're coming from. I don't mean on the fence, like I like this and I don't like that. It's more like I need to do more research. And like I said previously, that's why I've been jumping into these lives to listen. And last night it was a discussion, not a debate. So I respected that. And I thought that was something fun to enjoy.
You literally told us that poor people, that taxing the rich wouldn't do good because poor people wouldn't get direct money for more SNAP benefits. You also talked about how people need to just work harder because the people that are in lower social economical status just are lazy and they want to live off the government. You said that there's a lot of just bad neighborhoods where people, you ride through the neighborhoods and you lock your doors and you like tokenize said neighborhoods. Like you took a whole dump last night on poor people. You called the entire panel poor. You said, I think you all may be poor.
I said comparing to billionaires. I said we all would be presumed poor, right? I'm poor compared to a billionaire. I'm in that poor class. I'm just trying to be a voice for it. I'm not wealthy, rich, or a millionaire, billionaire.
Question? I was gonna say thanks for having me up, Santana. I appreciate it. Didn't mean to interrupt you. I hear this statement a lot about how, and I appreciate the analogy that Dean was pointing out about this on the fence. It would just benefit all of us, Killa, from a sincerity perspective, to take a stand for something. What do you stand for? Because it's easy to say, it's an easy way out to say I'm on the fence, I'm undecided. We've known who this person is for a decade or more. I've been following, I'm 58 from Vermont. I've known who Donald Trump is for decades. Isn't it on you to have already made that determination by now? Because your vote and in these spaces like this, your voice causes harm to people. So again, I ask you, what do you stand for?
And
what do you stand for?
One call out, just for anyone who just got here or doesn't know, she's 33. She's not 18, she's 33. Sorry. Go ahead and answer that question.
I definitely stand for truth. So that's what I'm going to challenge you on that.
I'm going to challenge you. Can I challenge you on that for a second?
Yeah.
Because that's a big word. That's a big word to say you stand for truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how about making it specific? If you say we all are opposed to the billionaire class because they're the ones that are taking advantage of all of us. So if you say you stand for the truth.
She said there's ethical billionaires, and she said the billionaires work hard for what they got. That's what she said.
Okay. So then if you stand for truth, do you stand for human rights, for example?
Yes.
Okay. So if you stand for human rights, back to Dean's point, how could you ever consider voting, even being on the fence for Donald Trump? right? Do you stand for, I don't know, the rights of marginalized communities?
No.
You don't stand for the rights for marginalized communities?
She does not.
No, you said, do I stand on the fence?
No, I said, do you stand for the rights of marginalized communities?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to answer that question?
Especially when you're a member of two marginalized communities.
Oh, no,
Exactly
Dean.
where I was going.
Apparently, wait. No. Apparently, she doesn't think being a woman is being a part of a marginalized community. She said that last night. She said that's not a part of marginalized community.
How is that not being a part of?
Wait, what? I never said that.
You did say that last night. You literally said that.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
Kayla, did you know 10 years before you were born, it was legal for men to rape their wives?
Know that.
Yeah. Did you know that 20 years before you were born, women couldn't even get a credit card?
Did not know that.
Yeah. Did you know that 80 years before you were born, women didn't even have the right to vote?
I did know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just 3 examples of legal discrimination that took place before you were born. What about the legal discrimination that's taking place right now? If you're a woman, you get raped and you're impregnated by that rape, you can't access abortion in 10 of our 50 states. And socially speaking, guess what? With a rise, once again, of Christian nationalism, all of a sudden we see people like Nick Fuentes with 100,000 viewers saying that women just need to shut the fuck up and you'd vote for Hitler before you voted for you, right? So, just the beginning of the conversation too. As soon as we open up a larger conversation to the existence of rape culture in America, something that we see every single day in my lives, Santana's lives, and likely the life of everybody else in this panel that runs them, and the fact that 94% of the perpetuation of sexual violence is by men, with the vast majority of that being directed to women, I think it becomes incredibly clear that yes, there is structural, social, and legal oppression of women in this country today.
And if I could just add on that, Santana, thanks for calling me over. Appreciate you having me. But
I appreciate everyone coming over because I literally just raised the back signal for everyone, and you guys are awesome. So thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, it's fine. Kil, listen, I just want to point out to you, I hear you have, it sounds like you have kids or a kid. Do you mind if I ask, do you have sons, daughters? What do you have? If you don't mind me asking. Daughters. Okay. I have a daughter too. My daughter's 9 years old, and you should know, and this is pretty upsetting to me. And I think that maybe if you hear this, maybe it'll make you feel slightly differently, but this generation, their generation of women, that as they grow up, if the rights that have now been taken away from women by the right, and specifically the Trump administration as we move forward, if we allow that to stand as our daughters grow into adulthood, it will be the first generation of American women that do not have more rights than the women who came before them. Do we want to be the generation that did not give our daughters more rights than the women who came before us? Because I don't want to be that, right? And I feel like regardless of political affiliation, I feel like we could all agree that we want our kids to have more rights and more privileges and better opportunities than we do, right?
Definitely.
Okay. I'm 42, by the way. I'm not that much older than you. And I'm just telling you that that's the way that I feel about it.
Okay, I like that. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
There's this thing I'm not liking right now. It's part of the reason why I've been quiet. I don't like talking to like avatars. I like to talk to people as they are. I'm a very, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get kind of dude. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling though, Keola, that you're wearing a mask right now.
Ditto.
You know, that was a conversation that was had last night. The whole like, oh, I don't know anything. I'm so innocent. Is that what you're referring to, Jeff?
Well, it seems from all accounts that there was a Keola last night, and there's a different Keola here today. And so I don't get offended. I would much prefer if somebody just comes and has the conversation as their true self. It's easier for me. A lot of people are very neurospicy, neurodivergent, and it's hard to pick up on the social cues. But dishonesty is something that I hone in on. And it seems like there's something that you want to say, but you feel like you're going to get in trouble for saying it. And that's why you use language like jumped, right? Like nobody here knows who you are. Nobody here is going to do anything to you. But if you are actually like, if there's something that you want to hold back in the conversation, don't hold back. Just say what you say, because there's a meaning to saying I'm on the right. That means something. And when I say, hey, we should pay people what they're worth, and you're like, yeah, that sounds great. That's not a thing that somebody on the right says, at least not in any meaningful sense. So what I would like to do is invite you to say the thing you want to say. If anybody else drops off because they're offended or whatever, I'm not going nowhere. I would much rather have a conversation with the real Keola than whoever the fuck my friends here are talking to, because that's not a real person.
And Keola, can I ask you something? I don't know if you can respond to Jeff first if you want to, but quick question. What is the biggest thing you're on the fence about?
I mean, like Dean said earlier about Trump saying like the piggy thing, I was shown that video last night. And so,
hold on, sorry, Keola. So that's new, right? I mean, in this presidency, the past 10 months, what is the thing that you're on the fence about?
The thing is, like, all the claims that have been made against him, I find disturbing, and obviously, you know, like somebody said earlier, they would want to decapitate them for those things. I think, like, you can't ever make a wrong right. Okay, so, but the things that I have
how about you tell them what you said, why you still support him? Because you came in last night and you were pretty adamant of talking about how, you know, he's doing good things as far as like the no tax on tips, the no tax on Social Security, the no tax on overtime. Like you said, that's why you supported him, because of those good things that they were doing.
I liked those things, and you were telling me that there was like a certain amount of money, like if you make more than $25,000, it doesn't even apply to you. So did you ever get to actually like research on that? Because I didn't.
Well, I don't need the research. I just didn't know the specific number. Right.
I'm just going to jump in.
Go ahead, Dan.
Very quick. Santana, thank you for having me up.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we don't lose track of Jeff's question.
Yeah.
Because
you were absolutely right.
It is 100% on point. The question in front of us is what makes you on the right? What would it be that is putting you on the fence here, and what would why you would describe yourself on the right? Because when facts asked, what do you stand for? The first thing out of your mouth, which whether or not this is actually how you feel, and if you just are lying to yourself, or if it's just the mask that was being referenced, the first thing you said was truth. If it's truth, if that's the first thing you stand for, there's no fence with Trump. I mean, he has just in his first term, he had 30,000 documented lies, and just today, I mean, he's lying to the American people about like what we're paying at the grocery store openly. It's just open gaslighting every single day. So it can't be that. There is something here that would lead you to describe yourself as somewhat on the right, or kind of on the right, or on the fence. And I do want to get back to Jeff's question, because I want to know what that thing is.
Thank you.
like I said last night, I'm all for us all working hard for what we have. And I don't think that I don't think that people on government assistance are lazy, because they're not. And I know the struggle.
Literally said that last night. You
I did not
literally
say
said that
lazy.
last night.
I never used the word lazy.
You said they want to continue. You said they want to continue to actually. Exactly. You said
they
want to.
remain in the same state. Like, as in
I have this on YouTube.
Oh yeah, please play it for me then when I said lazy. I'd love to hear it, because I know for a fact I would not say that to somebody. Like, I would not put them in that, because that's so wrong.
Fine. Go ahead and finish your sentence.
Maybe you misspoke. You were about to say they remain in the same state. Can you finish that sentence?
I was saying that when, in some cases, not all, but when people are put on assistance, sometimes you can see where it goes from generation to generation. So it leaves that family in the same state, like generationally, meaning they're living off like the government, where they're not growing, they're not becoming self-sustained. So when you're living in off housing, which isn't in the best areas, which we spoke about last night, I know about within my state. I don't know about the other states. Maybe they have better housing over there in other states. Here in Florida,
Please
I have
don't
not
name
seen that.
Please don't name the area.
I won't.
Remember?
No,
Okay.
I won't. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
no. Yeah, so here in my state, I don't see that. The people, because I know a lot of people that are on welfare, and they pay about $200 a month to live in these places, but it's in not the best neighborhoods. And I didn't mean like you're terrified to go there, but at night you might feel a little threatened when you see a homeless person or multiple homeless people walking up to your vehicle, or walking across the street, and you can tell they're intoxicated. So those are the concerns. Like, when I look at people actually that I know that are living off these systems, and I don't see them doing better or being able to do better because they're just relying on that, it breaks my heart, honestly. And so that's why I was asking him, so if we increase the tax on billionaires or people that make over $400,000 or more, will we actually see that dollar go into these poor people, their lives? Like, will they get more SNAP benefits? Will they actually get better housing plans in better areas so that they can actually have the same opportunities as other people that you would consider well off, or whatever word you want to put there?
You don't seem to care, though, because
she doesn't.
You're on fence, apparently, about whether they should have those things.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of assumptions in what you said, and a lot of like weird ignorant. Like, this is why I like letting people speak. And so anybody who does these, just sometimes you'll feel the urge to jump in, but you got to let people speak so that they can confess. There's the urge to confess. If somebody who is unhoused comes up to you, how do you know how much they receive in benefits?
I mean, if I know them personally,
I'm saying, like,
if it's a random person.
Yes, if you know
I wouldn't
me personally,
know.
First off, if you know me personally, and I'm unhoused, and I walk up to your car, you're not going to like clutch your purse. You're going to be like, "Hey, Jeff, the unhoused guy I know," right? You said you can feel nervous when an unhoused person comes up to you in the context of you talking about people living off the dole. So how do you know how much they have in benefits?
I don't know. And I'm talking about homeless people, like in those
people
areas.
Who are unhoused in those areas. Like, well, we can narrow it down, but I don't want to. How do you know how much they make?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So we're going to take the thing you said about unhoused people, and we're going to toss it away. We're going to act like you never said it. You just said some dumb shit, and I'm just going to throw that away. So now the people that you do know that are on government assistance, right? How much do they make a year typically?
30,000
off of their work.
Oh yeah, about 30,000, I'd say.
And they're working part-time? Are they working part-time or full-time?
I know one young lady, she's working full time. Another one is
She's making 30,000 working full time.
I would say about 30,000, not including tips, because she's a server.
Oh, is she working for a tiny hot dog stand?
No, I believe she's working for like a Denny's.
A Denny's, okay. We'll go back to Denny's, but you said before that the factory workers should get their fair share. Do you think your friend is getting her fair share?
I mean, as far as tips, that helps her, but from Denny's, obviously not.
Okay. So if you were to look up Denny's franchises and PPP loans that they didn't pay back, what do you think you would find?
I'm not sure. I don't know if Denny's is doing well or not.
So you only pocket watch when it's your friends that make 30 grand and not.
No, I'm not pocket watching. I don't even know if that's the actual number. I'm giving you a.
Check this out. Watch this, Keola.
Mm-hmm.
Adorna, how often do you and I speak on the phone?
A bit.
How much do I make a year for my job?
A bit.
Do you know the exact number?
No, I don't. I don't know the number.
You see that, Keola? There's a friend of mine. We talk all the time. Santana, do you know how much I make a year?
I do not.
And we talk all the time?
We talk all the time.
Yeah, Keola, you a pocket watcher. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if anybody informed you, but you are a pocket watcher. My brother, my blood brother, 2 years.
I'm not a pocket watcher.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you a number that I'm guessing. I don't know how much.
So you were lying.
I don't know if she makes 30,000. I can't give you an exact number. I've never asked her, how much do you make a year? That's kind of uncomfortable, right?
So you were guessing.
Yes, of course.
That's called lying.
How can she, obviously, if we think, right, you have to make a certain amount it's in order to even receive welfare.
But did you state the number just to make the point that you were trying to make? Like, what was the reason you chose
No,
that
I said
number
maybe 30.
Right, but if you didn't actually know, then why was
that's not what you said.
Isn't that clear? If I say 30,000 or less, that means I don't know.
Keola, I gotta pause you. This is a good opportunity for me to tell you about my favorite conservative white lady.
Okay.
Her name is Judith Scheinlin. Only conservative white lady that I would cave for is Judge Judy. Okay. There's a thing she says that could benefit you greatly. When you tell the truth, you don't need to have a good memory. You said 30,000. You said that shit like I asked you what 1 + 1 is. You said that stuff so fast. You said,
I said 30, or 30 less. You can play it back, dude. Like you can literally play me back. I said or less. I don't know her exact number, and it's so funny that you're literally trying to act like I'm a pocket watcher. I don't know her number, her income. I don't know for sure. All I know is that if I make the assumption, like based off knowing the fact that she's on welfare, then obviously she has to make a little less than 40K, right? I don't know the exact number that you are supposed to make. I'm just making a guess. Because, like I said, how much do you have to? What is the threshold on welfare? How much do you have to make in order to receive that? In order to receive housing?
In Florida,
do you know that number?
Yeah, they don't do it annually; they do it monthly.
Okay, well, thank you for informing that.
And it's per person. So again, look.
Thank you for that information because I didn't know. So I'm making a guess. So for you to see, this is what I'm talking about. It's
Keola,
the
can you just
insult
stop
that you
for
guys
a second? You're
so
monologuing
easily
and other
try
people,
to throw at people.
Keola,
Like
can you just
you're a
stop for a
pocket
second?
watcher.
Keola, can you stop for a second?
Yeah,
Jeff, go ahead and finish your sentence, and then Sunkiss has something they wanted to say.
All right. The reason I say you're a pocket watcher is because all of these caveats didn't exist, right? I ask two people that I talk to all the time how much I make, and they just say, I don't know. That was the answer. So you just go, I don't know.
One said a lot. One said a lot. Did you not hear her say that?
Because I say I make a lot, but
okay,
they don't know.
Okay, because she's your friend. Okay, and my friend told me she's on welfare, that she gets housing. So I'm.
Did she tell you how much she makes? She did not.
You did not. I already said that. And your friend just said you make a lot, right? Did she not?
Well, she's correct in that. But if you don't know something, you say, look, the point that I'm trying to illustrate here is if you don't know something, you say, I don't know.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're lying.
Okay,
Right?
I agree. I don't know. Sorry for that.
So in any case.
And you did say you stand for the truth, Gil, the way when I asked you the question, you said you stood for the truth. So if that is something you stand for, then you probably shouldn't say things that aren't truthful.
Mm-hmm.
And
asked you what you stood for. You said you stood for the truth. So if that is true, then you shouldn't say things that aren't truthful.
And what did I say that's not truthful? I said 30,000 or less. Play it back.
The debate, you have
That
no
is
idea.
not being untruthful, but I agree. Next time I'll say, I don't know. I was guessing.
That would be truthful. That would be truthful.
But I was making
not
a
the
guess.
claim that you made.
So this is me now clarifying my truth, and I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm assuming 30,000 or less. I don't know. There you go. Thank you for that, though, and I'll definitely take that advice.
Yeah. Sunkiss.
First and foremost, hello, Santana. Thank you for inviting me. Oh, hey, Pat. Hey, Adorna. Hey, Joey. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Dan. Hey, Fax. How are you all doing today?
Hey, Sunkiss.
Hello.
Keola, bless your heart. I'm going to say something to you that is probably going to disrupt your nervous system, and you're probably going to attempt to put cognitive dissonance between yourself and what I'm saying, but I think it needs to be heard. You, throughout this conversation, as I've heard it, you've tried to dip and dive and weave from what I'm hearing out of the aspect of you essentially walked into, as you said, a mistake. However, I think the other piece of this is that you believe that within your privilege that you are not receiving the same benefits as others. And I want to be really clear about that, because what happens with that is you believe that something is being taken away from you when you are not necessarily cognitive of the experience that other person is having. It sounds to me, hold on. It sounds to me, in my personal opinion, from what I have heard, that you are feeling like something is being taken away from you that you would not even have access to begin with. I want to be really clear about that. You said
you think that I believe is being taken away from me.
It sounds to me that you are feeling some kind of way because you are not having access to these programs and apparatus of money that you believe is being spent on these individuals who are not within the same bracket of being able to support themselves. And for you, it's like, okay, well, that could go to X, Y, or Z. And why is that not happening for me? Why is that going towards them? It sounds like, because what I heard from you is, as it sounds like the conversation last night, that you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you said you felt that these people were lazy and they were not working for their things because they have to rely on these social programs.
No, you definitely got me all wrong. So I'm glad that you brought that.
She did not say the word lazy, but the rest of the premise was accurate. You're absolutely right. She didn't say the word lazy, but everything else is absolutely correct. She echoed the sentiment.
And then even with you echoing the sentiments, I want to be clear, you didn't say lazy, but the sentiment was echoed. And then out of this conversation, what I've also heard is that you have stated that with your friend
I think it's being taken from me. I don't think that whatsoever. So I was saying that I believe that they actually need more help, and they putting them in these bad neighborhoods and leaving them on these assistant programs is helpful. But if it's not progressing them to a better life and a better neighborhood, then what really is it doing?
So, but that's the other piece of this, and that's the next piece that I was going to touch on. Do you functionally know, and I'm asking this question in good faith to the best of my ability, do you genuinely know what the economy is like? Do you know what the job market is like? Do you understand how difficult it is for people to actually do these things? And I'm not saying that to be rude to you. I'm genuinely asking because to me, from my perspective, it sounds like you're speaking from a place of privilege.
Definitely not.
Because you said, it helps benefit them because they can generationally benefit from these programs. So it also says to me that you from what I heard, you believe that these people who are on these programs are teaching their kids that they don't have to work and they can just rely on these programs.
No,
And that is not true.
That. Oh no, definitely not. No, the struggle is real. Like I said, I'm trying to relate that I know lots of people on these housing programs. So I know the struggle is real. And I know these mothers and fathers are working hard, long hours just to make ends meet. I'm saying that like our eyes are so much on like this and that, but what are we really doing to help them get out of those positions? Because just giving them benefits isn't enough. It's good. Don't get me wrong. Don't twist my words and think that I think they shouldn't have the benefits.
Hold on. I want to stop. I'm not twisting your words. I am literally parroting to you what literally sounds like is being said by you. I want to be really clear about that.
Okay, well, yeah. So you're like, what you said was totally off of what I meant. So, but that's why I appreciate you saying it, because that impression, like to put that impression on people, like that is not what I want whatsoever, because that's not what I believe. And I do stand by truth.
Yeah, I'm about to send this sample.
One second. Wait. 1 second before you do that. Hold on. Sure. Adorna has something that she wants to say, and then Jeff has something for you. Go ahead, Adorna.
Hyola, are you aware of what percent of people, for example, on SNAP are elderly, have a disability, or are children?
So sorry, say that again.
Are you aware of what percent of people on SNAP are elderly, have a disability, or are children?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know the percentage.
It's 79%. 79%. Yeah. So when you say things like, well, if it's not helping them to get out of their situation, then what is it doing? Well, it's allowing them to eat. Literally.
Of course. And that's why I said I 100% want them to have that. I want them to have access to food. I want them to have access to healthcare and housing. I'm not against that whatsoever. But when we also, not the disabled people, obviously.
Or the elderly.
Or the elderly, sorry. But when we, and obviously children can't work. But when we put a fire behind people, that the average person that is capable of working, they go and work.
Well, do you know what percent of people on SNAP work full time on a weekly basis?
Yeah. Have any of you here?
No, do you know what percent? Do you know what
have
percent
you been
of people?
On SNAP,
Hi. I know what powdered milks tastes like. You don't want to test me.
No, I'm
right.
just
So
asking if
yes.
you've ever
So
been
I've
on
eaten
SNAP.
government cheese. So the problem
you
is
have
that
been on
yeah,
SNAP.
hi, yeah. The problem is this: there wasn't SNAP when I'm 75 years old.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have it. It wasn't called that then. So
Okay.
the problem is that you're saying that the people that should work should get out and work. 70% of people on SNAP work full time on a weekly basis, according to the Government Accountability Office, the GO8.gov. Right. So the problem is that you have perceptions that are just incorrect. This is what we call bigotry, right? You have perceptions that are incorrect. You're just uneducated on it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, hold on for a second, because Dan has to take off. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you so much, Santana. I'm just going to say a couple things really quick and drop. Thank you again for having me. And this is an amazing panel.
Dan.
It's something that I will never understand, and I don't know if Keola can speak on it. My guess is no, and it's just a vibes thing. But if the issue that was brought up is welfare and families not being able to get out of the cycle of poverty because they're in bad neighborhoods or whatever, however you described it, this shouldn't be an on the fence with left versus right then. Because on the left, you're saying like, okay, so the left isn't giving them enough, right? So and the right wants to give them nothing. There's no actual solution being afforded by the right. A lot of what I've noticed in the past pretty much since the era of Trump is that a lot of people assume that if they disagree with something that the left is doing, that the right must be the correct option. When in reality, that's actually more of the problem. So for example, we're seeing a lot of criticism of Obamacare, especially right now, because of the subsidies being allowed to expire by the Republicans and the shutdown fight and all of that. So if the argument is, okay, well, all these subsidies do is make it easier for the citizens to afford healthcare, but the cost of healthcare is still really, really high, and the health insurance companies are making a ton of money, right? If that's the argument, that's a fair argument, and it's a fair criticism of the Affordable Care Act. The solution is not what the right is offering, which is nothing, right? So like it's okay to be on the fence, but you shouldn't be on the fence with left versus right if your criticism is that poor people aren't receiving enough help.
Well, I wasn't under the impression that the right didn't want them to have anything. I was under the impression that the right just wanted to make sure that people were fitting the certain criteria to receive it, that it wasn't just handed out to anybody.
And how would that help anyone?
If a 20-year-old is just receiving SNAPs and is at home, like living with their parents, right? Because they don't have to claim that they're living with their parents. They can just claim like independent or homeless or whatever. Then they're not working. They just stay at home.
And making it easier somehow. But by the way, the research is in. This is all available research that trying to make welfare and food stamps more stringent costs the government more money than it would be to just provide it as is. This has been tested in, I think it was Kansas. The governor of Kansas tried this and they lost a ton of money. This is like 15 years ago or whatever. But this is all out there. All this data is out there. It actually would save us money to not do any of these cost-saving measures. But let's walk down this rabbit hole for a second. Let's say there is a 20-year-old that doesn't need to be on SNAP. How is them being on SNAP harming the single mother who doesn't have a steady income or steady home? How is getting that person off helping the mother in any way, shape, or form?
Exactly. It's not. And right?
Yes.
If you get them off of it, and that brings up my point from earlier. I was from last night, at least. I was saying, so if we do tax.
I don't know if she meant to
mute. She
but
muted herself. Yeah, she muted herself.
Yeah. Hiola, I don't know if you know that, but you said exactly to a point that is the opposite of what you're proposing. The right is like, hey, we want to prevent that 20-year-old from getting food stamps, even if it means that mother will not get food stamps. And you're agreeing. You're like, exactly. No.
I don't agree with that. Like, if that's what, I didn't know that that's what the right was standing on. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I didn't know that, they'd say, take that 20-year-old off and the single mother. That's ridiculous. I was saying the criteria was set higher so that it could filter out the people that don't actually need it.
And let's say I'm just saying. Let's say that's true. Let's say they can do that. How does that help the mother, Hiola? How?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't, and that's exactly what my point last night when I was saying. So if we tax the wealthy more, are we actually going to pour that extra dollar into these poor people? Or are we just using that as something to gain the poor people's vote? That was my question.
I appreciate the dialogue. Everyone else here is well equipped to respond to everything else. But the last thing I'm going to leave you with is there is literally not a single topic except maybe abortion, which is a debate that goes a little bit beyond it's like it starts to get into philosophy. But every single other topic you could bring up, the right wants worse than what the left is offering. It is no matter what it is, whether it's welfare, whether it's healthcare, whether it's tax deductions for the middle class, or whatever it is. But you just need to do a modicum of research. You just need to look into what the right is offering. Look at the concepts of a plan. We've had 10 years, Donald Trump, concept of a plan for healthcare. They don't care. They don't care. They just want to cut. They want to cut so they can give tax cuts to the rich. No matter what the topic is, you can go through all of them. You can go through the gauntlet. You'll realize that you're actually on the fence between the left and further to the left. There is nothing being offered by this Republican Party that would benefit you or the people you care about in any way, shape, or form. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Really quick, I see Joey has his hand up. I want to go to Joey. Brett, I want to give Brett the floor and then back up to Jeff.
Yeah, thank you, Santana. I gotta go. I'm gonna go have lunch with the lady. But Keola, I just wanted to let you know. Again, I'll restate the statement that I made. There is no sitting on the fence with this guy, especially for you. You being not only a woman, also a mother, also a Latina woman, right? This guy, if you care about you don't even have to care about other people, right? I wish you would, but you specifically as a woman, your rights are at risk here. And if you ever have the misfortune of having to rely on these social services, God forbid you don't have to, but you can't tell the future. You never know. I myself am a DACA recipient. I never had access to these benefits, right? But my son did because he's an American citizen. So we had to have access to SNAP for him for about 7-8 months, right? And if you're sitting on the fence, allowing this guy to make the changes that he's making it and the restrictions they're putting on this, you're making it hard for yourself if you happen to need him at a future date. Again, I hope you never comes to that. But again, you can't tell the future. So Keola, if I can take anything away from this, at least you're able to listen. I hope you can take a step back and actually pay attention to everybody that spoke to you today, both the men and the women. Every single individual here is phenomenally smart. They know what they're saying. And like you said it yourself, you like listening to, I believe it was Parker that you said. So keep going into those panels and keep educating yourself because you don't sound like an evil person. I just wish you would do deeper research. And again, you've had going on 5 years of this guy, right? So he's not hiding anything. We can't play dumb. We know what he's doing. We know what his plan is. You have a brain. You have a voice. Use that, please. That's the only thing I can ask of you. And with that, I'm out. Thank you, Santana, for having me up, and thank everybody here.
I appreciate you, bro.
Take care, guys.
Brett.
What's up? I don't know why I'm here. I just showed up. What were we discussing?
Love you, Brad.
Yo, when Santana throw that hat up, man.
Not gonna lie. There's a bunch of people because I sent it to a lot of people, and there were a lot of people that came in and they were in the request and couldn't get them in. I sent it. Just to be clear, the reason why, for anyone wondering how we got here. She said that I jumped her last night on late nights, and I just really wanted to show her what it looks like if I decide to jump someone. That's literally, it's just me standing on business. That's the only reason that my friends are here right now, because I made a decision to stand on business and be factual about getting jumped.
I thought perhaps you were trying to bring in your token white friend, and then I saw that Matt was here, and then I was like, I don't know what the.
Look, RIP to Guru. I'm gonna send this to DJ Premier so he could sample it. Let's just do this while we're here. How much do they make a year typically?
30,000
for their work.
Oh yeah, about 30,000, I'd say.
And they're working part-time? Are they working part-time or full?
I know one young lady, she's working full-time. Another one is
working 30,000 working full-time.
I would say about 30,000, not including tips, because she's a server.
You see, I'm telling you, you got to listen to more Judge Judy when this woman speaks. When you tell the truth, you do not need a good memory. Look, I don't even care that you said that. But you are a pocket watcher. It's okay that you're a pocket watcher. Like you're not, FUBU. You're not with us, right? That's a cultural thing. I don't pocket watch. It's not an insult. It's just an observation. You didn't say no or less. But what I'm saying to you is, even the situation that you described before was super specific. What if it's a 30-year-old that lives with their parents and claims that they're unhoused so that they can get SNAP benefits? Like that's super. That sounds like some person who's on SNAP benefits, or you perceive them to be, and you're like, well, but they're not working like I'm working on my lawn business. That's what it sounds like.
As I said, receiving benefits, you're missing out on something you believe that you should be receiving. That is the privilege. That is the aspect of you being unable to remove yourself out of the equation because you feel somebody else is receiving something that you feel you deserve more than them. Not saying that to be rude, not saying that to say, make any egregious statement about you. I'm just saying, beloved, in the space that you occupy and the way that which you are moving in this life, it looks like you feel like you're missing out on something. And maybe you know, internally you need to debunk and do the work, do the shadow work to figure out why that is. But you munching somebody else's yum will never get you to where you want to be, baby. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's why I was trying to correct you, because I don't think that whatsoever. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. And when I was running my lawn business and it was successful, I hired actually somebody that had a record to give him a chance at work, and he ended up stealing all of my equipment, and I lost about 60 clients because of it, and I did have to be on assistance. So I'm speaking from a place of experience, and I think that like what I'm saying is just being like misunderstood completely, and that's why I'm trying so hard to clarify. And that's why when you say something like that, it's like, okay, well, she's not understanding where I'm coming from, and let me clarify.
I'm hearing you with everything inside of me, regardless of you saying and you doing. Have you ever heard the phrase that you could say something and say a whole bunch of nothing? Have you ever heard that phraseology before? In this moment, you are saying, well, no, you're not understanding me. You're misrepresenting what I'm saying. Beloved, you are misrepresenting what you're saying because you are saying one thing and moving in the manner of another. Each time you have come off of mute, you have said but and, or but no, or but. When you put a but in there, it is simply a matter of you saying, well, you know, all of that may be possible, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not viewing it that way. And then
you're saying that I'm like missing out on something. So that's why
I think internally, while and I think this is the other piece of this, you have to break this down. Your logic mind and your emotional mind are two different things. Logically, you are saying to us, saying to me specifically, that you don't believe you're missing out on anything. Emotionally, I'm concurring the conclusion that I am coming to is that is not necessarily the truth. The reason why I say that is because I'm going to use a phrase with you in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take this as, you know, take it how you will.
Mm-hmm.
You could want all you want in the world, but at the end of the day, your heart may not be able to receive it because you have no concept of how to get it. And I think that's the other piece of this. That is the other piece of this. You are moving in a manner of cognitive dissonance from your actualized self and your privilege that you hold, because you are doing the thing of saying to us without saying it that you believe these people have received these things that you believe you should have the benefit of deserving. Because my question to you is, you said that you didn't view the Republican Party as looking at it this way. My question to you is, one, why did you view it that way? And two, why did you not do the research? Because you immediately took what was said to you, and in your heart, you internalized that, and you said, you know what? I am missing out on something. You know what? They are right. Because if you were such a good friend, your friend is on welfare, why are you judging them for being on welfare? And why are you not out here in the community saying, well, how can I help you in all the ways that I can?
Oh, I do. And that's why I offer my friends work. I am a booking manager, so I try to book my friends for extra gigs to make extra money. I definitely do all that I can to help while raising my own kids. But what I'm trying to say is, like, where are you getting from, like, because you said an emotional part is telling, like, from what I'm saying, like, what emotionally am I saying or stating to you that makes you or gives you the impression that I'm like missing out, or I feel like I'm not getting what I deserve or what they're getting? Because I think they should get what they're getting. I'm just saying, I think they should get
because as soon as Jeff said you were a pocket watcher, you immediately went to white woman tearing. It was such a removed concept for you that you could watch somebody else's pockets, that immediately you went to a place of emotion and wanting to cry and wanting to be upset because somebody told you to. Ma'am, young lady, beloved.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you kindly. You immediately went to that place. You did not stop. You passed go and collected your $200 and $400 and said, I'm gonna keep on moving in this manner. You didn't stop to consider the reality of maybe there is an aspect of this that is true. You immediately went to denial. You didn't even consider the concept of what was being said to you. And also, to be clear, when you say I don't think, I want to be real clear with you on my next statement that I'm gonna have to drop. If we paid you to think, you'd still be broke, baby.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If we paid you to think, you would still be broke, because all this thinking you're doing, you haven't come to a conclusion, a solution, a conclusion of a possible ability to have an answer to why you are up here.
Did you originally hear the first statement that it originally last night started as a discussion?
Sunkiss, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Santana.
All right, have a good one.
Sunkiss, I just
W's in the chat for Millie, who sent a $2 donation to say she can't cry victim now. She voted without without informing herself, so she needs to learn. She does need to learn. W's in the chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation to say she keeps skirting around the question of what makes her on the right. I think we've sniffed that one out. W's in the chat for cousin Jesse. What up, cousin Jesse? What's up, bro? Keola wants to argue semantics instead of addressing the question. Y'all are pinning her down and she's starting to word vomit. There has been a lot of that. W's in the chat for Kat for the $1 donation saying she's bad neighbor. She said bad neighborhood again. F you. She did say bad neighborhood. I told you. W's in the chat for Trisha, who sent a $10 donation saying, I think she's fed into the lies of Trump that she's working for the poor that he's working for the poor to fix the system for the poor, that he needs time and that they'll have to suffer for a short while until the system is better, that Trump is playing 5D chess with tough love and big picture. It wouldn't shock me if she was propagandized by that. W's in the chat for Patty for the $10 Canadian to say, your humor gives me life. I try. W's in the chat for Lord, who sent a $4.99 super chat to say, send Keola to the abyss and never let her up again, Santana. And then another $4.99 super chat to say, and like you like to jump in when Santana goes live, Keola. I was wondering why did you not get attention as a kid? You lack thinking skills. W's in chat for Lord, who also sent a $4.99 super chat. Say, don't forget yesterday she said she doesn't see color. Yes, I forgot that she did say that yesterday, that she doesn't see color. W's in the chat for Michael for the $5 super chat to say ignorance is a lack of knowledge and it should be temporary state of being. It's become a problem that when ignorance becomes yes, they live in a state of ignorance. W's in the chat for the other disgusted veteran who sent a $5 super chat to say two things. It doesn't make sense for her to be, it doesn't have to make sense or be true. It's only a thing if Dems does it. I've said this for years. It's just more blatant now. Yeah, I agree. W's in the chat for Benjamin for the $1.99 super chat to say she cares about red states living off blue states. I'm sure she doesn't. I'm sure she doesn't. W's in the chat for all of the donors. I really appreciate each and every one of you. For Matt, Brett, Adorna, Jeff. You guys have anything else for her?
I had one thing, right? Well, two things technically. Keola, you said earlier, so I was in way earlier when it was just Jeff and Santa, and you were talking about factories and all that and everything, and you kept saying over and over, Jeff kept asking you what you did for a living, and you kept saying entrepreneur, entrepreneur, entrepreneur. And now recently you just said that you're a project manager. And so just kind of curious on some clarification on that, because when Jeff was asking over and over, you just kept saying entrepreneur.
No, I said booking manager, not project manager. So it's, so I'm an entrepreneur. So it's not like I work for a company booking models and whatnot. I do it on my own time and on my own. So it's not.
That would be your job?
I mean, it's something I do on the side to make extra money.
So that would be a job?
Yeah, you can call it that, or you can call it a gig.
Right. So when Jeff was asking what you did, you just kept saying entrepreneur. I just wanted to point out that real quick.
Well, yeah, and I said an entrepreneur, and also, I was running a lawn company, but now it's not doing so well after what happened. So
yeah, it also doesn't work too good in the winters and everything like that. Anybody that's done that knows that as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to point out that. So you do have a job.
I mean, I wouldn't consider it a job. It's not like I get a check every single Friday. It's a gig means that it's whenever the work comes in, you make profit off of.
That's still a job. Being a musician, is that a job?
If they're getting paid consistently, yeah.
Well, they get paid by the gig.
Right, but they, in most cases.
Right, so they're paid off a gig, so it's a job. Anyways, that isn't even the point that I wanted to press on. I was just calling out
but
like
so what
Jeff
was
said,
your point in that?
Yeah, I was just pointing out that Jeff asked several times earlier, and you couldn't say anything. You just kept saying entrepreneur.
I said I do a lot of different things, like because I'm trying to generate income anyway. Since the downfall, I've been trying to generate income for my family any way that I can. The other day I participated in a music video, gigs. I mean, it's not consistent payment. It's not like I'll make $500 maybe one day and then next week I might make nothing.
Cool.
So
that's still a job. That's called contract.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. But anyways, my thing, and I don't even know if I need a response to this or anything. It's more of a statement. You can respond to this if you want to, but I think our problem is I care that people don't eat, and you care that people are eating, and I think that's the problem.
I care if people don't eat. For sure.
You're worried about people eating that you don't dub that they need to eat, and I'm sorry, but everybody needs to eat. So I don't know
everyone
one
needs
person,
to eat.
1 million people, 1 billion people, whatever.
Dude, I go and feed the homeless in my downtown area. Like, I believe everyone should eat.
But you're worried about a 20-year-old kid that lives with his parents.
No, I said I'm not worried about them. They're not. He said, is it going to make a difference if you take that person off and they also take the single mother off? It's going to harm the single mother. So who really cares about the 20-year-old, right? But the administration that's put in place
removes everything.
Well, the administration that's put in place right now is trying to change the criteria for those that are accepted in the program. That has nothing to do with me. That's just what's going on. And I was stating that.
No,
you understand what I'm saying?
You were literally saying, because you brought up the 20-year-old kid that lives with his parent, not dad. I was saying
as an example, yes, as
Right.
an
And you're
example
worried about
of
that.
why.
You're worried about
I'm not
that.
worried about it. I'm saying that's why they want to make the criteria a little stricter. That's the reason behind having a higher.
Brett, she wants us to believe that the woman who goes into a neighborhood and locks her doors when she sees unhoused people goes to a soup kitchen and it's not court ordered. Look, I wasn't born yesterday. I know that's not true, right? But I do have a question that I think needs an answer, and it needs it now. Keola, do you like matcha?
First of all, Jeff. Okay.
I don't care about.
I don't know what matcha is. What's matcha?
That's the answer. Good. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Chelsea, that was for you. She don't know what matcha is.
Now, first of all, if I go into a neighborhood and it's nighttime.
Adorna, Matt, did either one of you have
my vehicle,
anything for?
I do feel a little threatened. Okay, Jeff, I'm sorry. If he looks like he's intoxicated and he's coming up to my window and trying to get to my window, yes, I feel threatened. Sorry, but don't you keep trying to twist it. Like if I go into a bad area, I'm scared. My friends live in bad areas.
There we go.
Santana, I've got to run. I do appreciate you having me up. I did have one thing to say real quick to Keola, and this doesn't require a response or anything. It's just that Keola, you had said earlier, you made one comment that I just wanted to give you a bit of information on. You said, how are we going to pay for all of this? Do you think that taxing people who make over $400,000 will allow us to pay for this? You had made that comment earlier. I just want to point out to you that where I live here in Massachusetts, for the last 2 years, we voted in the millionaire's tax here, which is a tax on anyone who makes over $1 million. It's an additional 4% tax. It's actually what Zoran Mandani has based his 2% tax increase on that he wants to do in New York City. In the 2 years that we've been running it, we don't have data yet for 2025. In the 2 years that we've been running it here in Massachusetts, we've generated an additional $5.7 billion just from that in tax revenue. So nearly $6 billion in tax revenue. And then you'd say, well, doesn't that make rich people want to leave your state? Doesn't that mean that millionaires don't want to stay because they don't want to get taxed anymore? In the state of Massachusetts, from the beginning of 2023, which is when the tax started, until now, we started with 440,000 millionaires in the state of Massachusetts. We now have 610,000 millionaires in the state of Massachusetts. It is absolutely possible to tax people at a higher rate, and it's totally fine. And it's not just now, but we have historical precedents for this all throughout the history of the United States. And so when you ask the question, can we pay for it? How do we pay for it? We know we can. That's not the problem here. Just to make that point, what everyone else is saying is 100% valid as well. So I won't even touch on that. But when you ask the question, can we pay for it? How do we pay for it? We already know that answer. So anyways, Santana, but thanks for having me up. I got to go be a dad. So
no, thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Adorner, do you have anything for him? Adorner, are you there? Paging Adorner Lukes. Paging Adorner Lukes. Adorner, are you there? Okay. I'm going to take that as a no. So since I'm going to take that as a no, I'm going to do that. Just go ahead and get her out of here. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. Holy smokes.
Mike won't come on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Adorna. Yeah. I literally, I was going to end the live right before you came in, Jeff. That's how over we are. Cause I was just like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I love y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate all.
I love you as well. Thank you, Adorna. I appreciate you so much. Jeff, I really appreciate you coming up here and doing some heavy lifting for me.
Got you, fam. Hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I really want to do the thing next week if you can.
Word. All right.
I appreciate you, bro. Chat, I am mentally exhausted. Not gonna lie. W's in the chat for all my friends. I mean it. I said here, and she's like, "Oh, y'all were jumping me," and I was like, "Oh, you want to see what it really looked like?" And I'm just so appreciative to have so many amazing friends across the entire landscape. A lot of wonderful people that do a lot of wonderful things. Super intelligent people way better than me. Every single person that came up and to help do the lifting, every single one of them way better person than I am, and I appreciate each and every one of them. And I appreciate you, chat, for hanging in there, because that was a lot. I'm not going to hold you. I feel like mentally drained. So I'm going to call it. Absolutely call it. So to all the people that were in the request that didn't get in, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry I didn't get you in. Sorry I did not get you guys in. I really appreciate, especially all of the ones that I did shoot the message out to who came, and the panel was just so full. W's in the chat for all of you as well. Yeah, we got to call it. I yield.
You stepped in the box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah.
Guys, yeah, no, I am. I appreciate it, each and everyone. Yeah, I definitely have to take a mental break. Hey guys, really quick, look up at the top. You see the word follow. You're not following me. This is a backup account. Hit that follow button, but make sure you follow the main account. The main account will be back later for late nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, where we will finish up our panel discussion, an actual panel discussion. This was supposed to be a debate turned into a panel. But we have a panel discussion where everyone is welcome to join. Doesn't matter if you are opposition or not. So tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, third night of Late Nights with Santana. Get there. The topic is the divide on both sides of the political spectrum. The right is splitting, the left is splitting, everyone's splitting, and we have been talking about it. With that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. I really do. I love you guys. I don't know who's live, but yeah, go raid someone. If whoever's live, go raid someone and send them all of my love. I will see you guys later. I will. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the gifts, the likes, the taps, the shares. Thank you just for being amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you all later. I love you all. And as always,